And we are live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And welcome to episode 75 of the DayZ Podcast. What a week. We are joined once again by Lad. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. I am absolutely shattered of playing Experimental since it came out. I am so tired.
It's been a week so good. In fact, that we also have our other regular co-host, Mark. Welcome back, buddy.
Thank you. Good to be back.
What a week to be back, mate.
Yeah, been a busy one.
And before we can even get into the topic of 1.14, we have to have a chat with our guest, Mr. HunterCZ. We'll just call you Hunter, buddy. How you doing, mate?
Hi, fine. Ciao.
I didn't understand a thing you said then, mate. What did you say?
Oh, hi.
Oh, there we go. Now I understand. It was like,
I'm a little bit nervous.
Yeah. Don't mate.
You're fine.
This is just a Discord chat with a bunch of friends, mate. You'll be, yeah. This shouldn't be nerve-wracking for you, mate. But it makes me feel good that you think it is something to be nervous about. But this is just a Discord chat where we talk about DayZ and shit we love, man. But speaking of things we love, your fucking DayZ Dog Mod, mate. So many people dream of that shit in this game, and you made it happen. Well done.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I tried to do this dog mod. Original idea is from Hennessy, which create some offline working mod, and I'm just extended with server code, and also created a small team of people which everyone did something. For example, some modeler create dog models.
Yep.
Import it into DayZ. Make very accurate weight painting. That means these models look very good in game, and I am very happy with that. And also other modders help me with animation. This Murtia, which created backflip animation. He offered me help with dog because he also like dogs.
Yep.
And he created custom animations. Of course, without Mario's hints, will be impossible to learn how to edit anim graph in anim editor. And I created some new behavior for that dog. It's just a copy of Wolf, but I copied this because I don't want, before anim framework will be released, to be in collision with another mod. That's why I just copied Wolf and created own dog anim graph which is based on Wolf. But right now is different. There is, for example, sitting animation, dancing, and a lot of stuff is preparing. Right now, this dog is spawned using doghouse.
Yep.
But idea is have wild dogs.
This is the doghouse here that I'm looking at.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh.
And I would like have in the future some wild dogs which will be in villages, small towns, and you can tame it. I already have some animation for taming, but still don't have some AI, because I want that dog will go through village freely, maybe attack also zombies or something, doing something else. But for example, when you place meat to ground, this dog when will be nearby, smell it and go close, and then like in Minecraft, some animation with hearts, and it will be yours then. And also some new add some new commands like feeding dog, and there is a lot of things which can be added, but right now still I'm still only one coder of that mod.
Only a quarter of the mod done.
Wow.
I think this code will be never done because still can be add a lot of features.
Yep.
When for example, when there will be some new animation for, I don't know for what, then you can make some new behavior. But bigger step will be when I will use scripted AI, like is used in Ralliance mode with soldiers.
Yep.
Because right now I'm using some templates of AI from game. For example, for following is used zombie AI, which when follow you and try to catch you, then dog using exactly same behavior.
Now, does the dog take damage from infected? Because it's I love
yes,
it.
Yes.
But,
Yeah.
Okay, it does. Yeah.
They can take damage, but right now when you switch between behaviors, for example, following, stay at ground, or patrol, then every time is his health reset. I don't have complete this part of code, and I'm when I change this behavior without changing every time, it's spawned new entity. When I'm changing this, then of course will be also this health automatically moved between states.
Do the different dogs have different attributes or different stats, or are they all just the same?
Everything is as simple as possible.
Yep.
Then there is no difference between dogs. I also have some prepared code for make different size of dogs. Make, for example, small puppies. But this is still in thinking stage. Code is prepared, it's working. You can make a smaller dog or bigger, but this is not priority now.
Yep.
Right.
Now, Mark, you did a video on this, so you know a lot more about this mod.
I know. I think it's been updated quite a bit since I've done it, but yeah, it was really cool to find a mod like this, because how many times have you heard people ask about a dog mod, or a dog in DayZ or stuff like that, and to finally done it just exploded on YouTube, and people were really, really happy with it and stuff, and I'm glad that it's still very popular, and it's just such a cool thing, because it's nice having a dog with you that you can just kind of have as extra protection for obviously killing zombies or whatnot. It'd be cool if it could like attack players or something like that. If it was like, if it knew a player was like an enemy or something, or if a player shot at you, then it could go and attack a player or something like that. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, for that we need from Bohemia some methods. I already created a ticket on Bohemia Backtracker to have a similar possibility like we have on Infected. To set, for example, target. In the previous version of DayZ, they added for example, noise, new method for creating noise, which can attract zombies or another AI, but will be better if instead of noise, just set target entity or, for example, position, and this way will be possible to program following of player or attacking player or something. Just it will be open new possibilities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did
how do you heal your dog?
Yeah.
How do you heal your dog?
Not catch it, please. Again.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at this video in the background now, and it looks like the dog was out fighting and it was being attacked by infected as well. So they obviously take damage. Are you able to heal them?
I think I can add this feature of maybe later.
So at the
I
moment,
also
they've got a finite, a limited amount of hit points, do they? Once they take too many, they die?
yes, this dog can die. They have exactly same hit points like Wolf. It's just a copy of Wolf with config.
I would be devastated if my dog died on me, Marks.
Yeah, it would be pretty heartbreaking if it did. You'd want to give up and just leave the server for a while. There were some cat lovers that were not a fan of this mod, and they were like, "Yeah, no, if I got that dog, I'd shoot the dog instantly." And I'm like, "Wow, meanie."
Yeah,
leave the dog alone. You know, there's always something I've wanted to know about, because I do a lot of these like highlight videos for different mods and stuff, and I've always wondered, do the videos like that, like those highlight videos, do they help the mod? Do they make the mod become more popular?
Yeah, yours video helps very well, because you did very good show features how it's work, and it's for me it's very helpful, and that's why I put this video to mod page. Thank you for that video.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Because I always say, if I find a mod that I like, I prefer making a highlight video on it than donating directly straight to the mod, because it helps everybody. You know, if the video does really well, like example this dog mod, it helps you, the creator of the mod, maybe get more attention to it, maybe gets more help to it, hopefully donations as well if people really like it, and it's something I can do more of as well, instead of just donating here or there. I think it's more beneficial that way to make a highlight video on it. And when DayZ retweeted this video as well on Twitter, it blew up even more, and it was really great to see.
Yeah. As I said, in this video, you greatly show how it works.
Yes.
And just I'm very happy that you helped me also with this mod.
That's the least I could do. I'm glad it worked, and that it became as popular as it did, because it is a really, really good mod. There's nothing like it else out there. It is really, really unique, and yeah, I'm glad it's still popular and you're still working away on it.
Yeah. Still, also there is a lot of some stories like this picture you see you watching, and and in the beginning, in May, when I published this mod, I was on Discord and on Steam, like every day, a lot of comments. People contacted me, and it was very nice and great positive feedback for that. It gave me very, very big motivation to do modding, and
Yeah, that's the main thing. Like, yeah, when you see a mod do successful, lad, you probably know this as well, and buddy, you'll know this in the way of making a video or a live stream. If you get, people appreciate the videos you make or a mod you make and stuff like that. Like, it does really well. Makes you more hyped and more. What's the word I'm looking? More motivated to just keep making content or making mods and becoming better, and that way. So
Definitely,
it's
definitely.
great.
It's not the only mod you've got though on the workshop. Seeing quite a few things here, mate.
Yeah, I did some other mods. I started. I think it's already 2 years ago. I think, and my first successful mod was Treasure, which add to DayZ some kind of missions. It was mostly taken ideas from my another favorite game called 7 Days to Die. There was some kind of treasure you can dig and found some good stuff. Yeah, and when I found that in DayZ is possible bury things underground, then it was only time question to create that mod, and I learned a lot of stuff, and also in the beginning asked a lot of questions on DayZ modding Discord, and I must say thanks to all which helped me with my beginning of modding in DayZ. A lot of people, Wardog, Jacob, Arkansas give me a lot of hints, and it's a very long list of guru modders which helped me with beginning.
This actually looks like a really cool mod. I wasn't aware of this one before. So you find these photos in game, and it's got a photo from in game, and then a message on the back, which is like a clue to where the treasure is buried. Is that right?
Yes.
That's brilliant.
And later I added some new features because players and server admins give me some feedback, and I created, for example, radio treasure. There is some special treasure which have a radio beacon, and when you using radio, select some channel which is defined in config, then you can rotate with player and try to catch signal, and then go this direction, and you will find another kind of treasure.
I think you've got to do it another video, Mark. So I think this needs further exploration. Cool. That's brilliant. Like, I love survivor missions because it gives you something else to do in game, other than just well, now we've got the 2 radioactive or in toxic zones, plus the chopper crashes, but something like this, along with survivor missions, this is just brilliant, especially for those more interactive PvE focused servers. These sorts of things are brilliant. I'm a huge fan of this. I definitely want to check this out more, Hunter. This is brilliant.
Yeah. This mod, treasure and the survivor mission, they was published on workshop very close date. My mod was I don't know where it was. I think January, and next week will be was published survivor mission, and I'm also cooperating with author of survivor mission on my another mod.
Oh, awesome!
Just world of modders is very small.
I love how all of you guys work together so often, mate.
Yeah, and I also when I now on some level, then I'm also trying to help beginners with modding, because I know the beginning was very, very difficult when some newbie is coming to DayZ modding.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I only just started modding January last year. Well, sorry, not January, about March, April time. because of the first lockdown in the UK, and I had a lot of help from Dump Grandmas, but it was very difficult to try and find any kind of like resources to do what I initially planned. So it's good that you're still creating, quite frankly, really fucking awesome mods, and also helping out the new guys, if they need it, which is fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and for me, it's this DayZ modding also very good training of my English. I still need improve, I know, but
No, you've got pretty good English, mate.
I like talking English, and sometimes when I'm trying explain some problem or something, it's very fast during our conversation instead of the texting in Discord. Sometimes it's better just share my screen, show some code snippet, and explain. Okay, there you have problem. There is missing some character or blah blah blah.
Yes.
I even love the car cover mod.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is very successful mod, but it's some funny history of that mod. Because when I started playing DayZ on official, of course, not know that there is mods and something, then in game was only blue ladder, and then I want not lost my car and then park in forest. And I say, oh, there will be super when will be possible to camouflage my car in forest to nobody steal it. And then created a ticket on Bohemia bug tracker that will be very nice to have this feature. Then some time is flowing, and after 1 year or something like this, there was 1.10, and in this version was in every restart on server where I played, every restart some car was lost because car was on every restart spawned on map again and again, and in this version was very buggy because this car, when they have physics, they just dancing, damage, and despawn. And I say, okay, I need solve it. Then I say, okay, it's needed disable physics, and car will not dancing, not getting damage, and not despawning. But I like this immersivity, and then I say, okay, I will try to make some cover for car and using Camonet, which is already in game, using same texture. And then I contacted Luz Clinch, which is modder which cooperating with me very long time. He is good modeler, also good scripter, and we cooperating a long time. And he helped me with models, with texture, and also Spurgle. Yeah, I must say, Spurgle was first impulse which gave me that idea, because he created his trolley card and created camo over that, and I say, okay, I must create something like this, and then created first covers for vanilla cars, and when I created some preview video on Twitch, and I then got some feedback what to do. Will be good to have, for example, slot for Camonet to take it together with car, and then step by step edit new features, fixed fixed bugs. And when Namalsk was started popular, then added Winter Camonet.
Yes.
And some weeks ago, when Takistan Plus was again hyped, then okay, asked Luz Clinch, please try create some desert texture for our mod, and he did it, and it is also very nice, and I am happy that people still using this mode.
It's a good
Yeah,
mod. That's why.
yeah.
It's like, to be fair, when Takistan came out, there was a bit of an outcry for kind of like desert-related clothing packs and whatnot. I was wondering. I wonder how long it's going to take for the car cover mod to have a desert one.
Yeah.
So, because I saw the one that you did for Namalsk, and I've always been intrigued about how you do it, because you replace the car model completely, like you store it or something, and you just replace it with that model. Yeah.
This is when I started thinking about this mod, I think it only about just disable physics on car and have it persistent between server restart. But yeah, I forgot this continue with this funny story. When I published this mod, 1 week after publishing this mod, Bohemia fixed most of problem with the spawning cars in 1.10. It was also very very funny. Yeah. Okay. When I go back to this, yes, it's copied from car to this cover object, which is house no destruct, and car is then deleted from map, and it's some kind of abusing of central economy. Because when you have in central economy events for spawning cars, then of course when you delete car from map, it spawned another car, and that's why it's written on mod page that is needed adjust car spawning rate. Or the mod is working very well on servers which not have spawning events when selling cars on traders or somehow. It's working very well. But I'm still thinking about another algorithm which make smaller car, disable physics, and hide under this cover object, and car will be not deleted, only make smaller, like RC car. And it will be better for central economy. But when I'm thinking about backward compatibility, it's difficult, because when I see how much servers using this mode, I cannot make any major bug, because it will be shitstorm.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, trust us. Yeah, I work on Masses mod. Yeah, don't get major bugs. Shit.
Yeah. Then if I will have some another algorithm, maybe I will create a car cover new generation or something like this.
I got to say, I love your prison mod as well. I think we talked about this on a previous episode. I think it's absolutely gold. It's a great tool for admins on community servers.
Yeah. This is another just recycled my. Okay, I will try explain. In the past, I had Minecraft servers, and we had some prison on Minecraft server, which was completely scripted. When some player, instead of banning player, they was sent to this prison, which was called Gulag. and there was for example forced labor, like mining stones, or crafting things, and only when player did all this task, then was, for example, transferred to next level of this prison, and then get another task, and when all task was done, then the player was free. And it was very funny because a lot of players was interested. Oh, there is some gulag. How to get to gulag? You must break rules. And players started breaking rules because they won't go to gulag.
That's funny. That's good.
That's pretty
Yeah,
good. Yeah.
I think
It's
very
always
sometimes
counterproductive. You influence something to stop people breaking rules, and instead it makes people start breaking rules.
Yeah, and for example, when was created some events like Prison Break and this, it was a lot of fun for players and admins because it's just game which is for fun, relax, and yeah, I like this.
It's a good mod, mate. You've got some really cool stuff in the shop, doesn't he, Marks?
He does. He really, really does. Nice, kind of, in a way, like simple mods, but ones that everybody will like use. That way, which I think are great. I think with the prison one, that could be quite cool now. Like if, say, the prison was in, like maybe you made Prison Island a toxic zone, and now they had to do some missions in the toxic zone to be able to get a gas masks and stuff like this before they die or something. Could be kind of cool. Start messing around with it a little bit. Be pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm thinking about using triggers for actions and prepare some tasks or missions for prisoners and make it more automatically. For example, there was already feedback that will be very nice to connect prison with PvEZ mod when some player kill another in PvE zone, then will be immediately sent to prison.
Actually, that'd be a good way. Yeah, that's clever. Actually, that'd be a good way to stop people killing in PvE zones, because there's no real way to punish someone for that, is there? Like, if it could automatically detect that somebody has done it in that zone, then there's no like he can't deny it or stuff like that because he clearly killed the person. Like, so save a lot of hassle for admins and stuff. I suppose, isn't it? That's actually quite a clever idea.
Do they lose all the gear they had on them, or is that like put into a storage while they're in the prison and they get it back, or is that part of the punishment?
I'm trying to make my mods as simple as possible, and that's why for me it's very simple, just clear inventory and not storing anything. It's just a part of punishment. Yeah, and for me, from programming point of view, it's for me simpler. Just delete inventory, give him prisoner's wear, and it's all.
It's cool. Yeah, I really like that one. It's a clever idea.
What's your favorite mod?
You've definitely got.
Sorry, you go, Mark. Sorry, Blad.
Mark's only been gone like a couple of weeks. It's fine. No, but you've definitely got a really nice selection of mods that you've got going. Is there any kind of like ones that you haven't published that you're secretly working on, that the next big thing for yourself?
I have a lot of ideas, but not too much time. And also, for example, past weeks I'm not really productive, just resting and doing in real life another things.
Yeah.
But I working on ship.
Yes, I've seen snippets of that.
Yeah. It was also this, some very very funny story with that, because it was I created air raid mode where is planes and this stuff. And I created also submarine, which is sailing on sea, and there was also model of ship. And when I talked with Loose Clinch and we talked, oh, it will be nice to have this ship on sea, and in this time was no expansion released, and we started experimenting with this ship as a movable house, like my airplanes in air raid mode. And during this experiments was created another mod. Because another modder, Luch, which is author of Chimsy map, say, oh, it's fine. You know how to attach player to ship and move together. It will be very nice on cars. And I created for that road trip mod, which allow staying on car during car is moving, and it is also very nice. And this ship, when I'm returning to this topic, this is for me some kind of never-ending story. It's maybe I can compare with unfinished mode of Arkansas with trains, because on this ship is a lot of things which you need to do. This linking to ship. Then when I want to go to this ship, I need ladders, but ladders working only on houses, not on vehicles. But when I need collisions, I need use vehicles. And that's why I started implementing ladders, and there is a lot of experiments, and then tried connect all code together, and that's why it's still not finished.
No, that's understandable. I mean, I've been trying to keep up with what you've been doing with the boat for quite some time, and it looks absolutely wonderful, and I can't wait for it to be done, especially for maps like Derail. Instead of swimming across the places, you can just take the boat to get out there. And other maps you decide to have oil rigs for bases and whatnot. It's an absolute genius idea, and like I said, I absolutely cannot wait to see it done.
What I just thought? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, when I look at to expansion boats, they are very small, and I personally don't like fast boats. I like this fishing boat, which is slow, and it can be used as movable base. Because there is, for example, another thing. You, for example, drop a barrel on board, and this barrel also will, together with ship, move, and it will be some kind of movable base, and a lot of possibilities. Yeah.
Very, very cool. There was
I'm sorry. Oh, go on, Max. Go on.
There was one thing that I thought would be really cool, and I keep mentioning the artillery, but I think this could be really cool. If there was like an aircraft carrier, static one, out somewhere in the ocean that you could maybe see from the shore or something like that. I don't know if you can do this, but where you could set it so that's where the artillery fires from. The explosion sounds would be there. And it would nearly give a reason as to why there's artillery in the map as well at the same time. Maybe it's the ship that's firing it off for whatever reason or something like that. Could be a cool little idea if you wanted something, what else to do with it.
I think this ship, it's a very nice idea, and when someone helped me with model of some, I don't know, battleship or destroyer or something, then will be just static object in sea, then some particles, sounds, and it will be possible to do that.
Yeah, I think it would be cool anyway. I don't know if other people would say the same, but just something, always something else, something small, nice little detail to have on a server. That snowmobiles mod actually down the bottom of that page there, buddy. I also made a video on that a while ago when the Namalsk came out. Another good mod.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yet to try that mod out. I really, really want to.
It's quite good. It's quite fun.
Yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward for animation framework, which allow to finally have animation when you have handlebars and not steering wheel on this snowmobile.
That's the only like weird thing about it, but it makes sense as to why it's there. Like but still cool nonetheless. Maybe never know. Might get a bicycle soon enough in game. Who knows? So the animations will be there. Fingers crossed
on
always
bike,
hope, right?
Fingers crossed. So which of these is your little baby? Which is your favourite mod, Hunter?
Oh, it's I really like working on dog mod.
I was hoping you were going to say dogs.
Yeah, I have in real life I have a German Shepherd, and it's very nice and clever dog.
You need to implement a Chihuahua, like a really rabid Chihuahua that just jumps up and attacks the throats of infected.
I think it will be also possible. They have same skeleton, and when I know how to make it smaller, then it will be possible. I already tried make dogs smaller, and it will be definitely possible. And also when you talked in the past about cats, yes, it possible also make cats in DayZ.
What would the cat do?
Yeah,
Catch rats for
Nothing.
you? I like cats, but I just you'd have to be a mad cat person to want to have a companion cat to just walk off and do its own thing while you're fighting infected. The cat just sits down and looks at you and goes, good luck.
Yeah, I think it will be possible. Just it's just needed only model and make it good with. I think very difficult is weight painting. When I saw my guru of that in work, it's for me it's absolutely impossible. I'm not modeler. And that's why I'm cooperating with other modders on that. I staying on scripting where I'm relatively good.
Yeah, may as well. It would be cool if I don't know if this is possible, but it'd be cool if there was a dog where you could take that as meant for hunting. So you could go out with your dog to hunt. So maybe you could maybe like ping a deer or something like that, or even maybe the new hares if possible, and they could go chase it and kill it or something.
They can hunt when Boydie, you will go to mod page of dog mod. There is some URL of Twitch video where dog hunting deer.
Oh, scroll down a bit more.
Very funny when I no in the text. Scroll down, and then there will be some Twitch video of hunting. Yeah, there. Yeah, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
that is cool. Okay.
It's very cool. That is very cool.
Come on.
Yeah, they not catch it
Yes.
this deer, but it was very funny.
deer are quite fast.
Yeah, yeah.
Catch him.
That is really cool, though.
When you set the dog to patrol mode close to animal, they try to catch him. And very funny is with chicken. Because chicken is very small, then jumping over fences, and dog is.
That's gotta be cool.
Very,
That's pretty
very
funny.
funny. Yeah.
I like this. Known issues. I know this mod is not perfect. Be patient as it is a work in progress. The dog is sometimes very lazy and doesn't want to follow you.
Yeah. I must put this information here because I know that this mod also, as I said, this will be never finished because there is a lot of things which can be added, which can be improved, and so on.
No, well done, mate. Well done. I'm always stunned at the stuff that you modders are adding to the game. It's just, it's brilliant. I feel for our poor console brothers and sisters because they don't get any of this sort of stuff. But here on PC, we are certainly blessed with being able to pretty much create a server however you want it to be. And I'm still yet to actually play a server that I'm aware of that has the dog mod. So I know I need to look one out because I love dogs. Love dogs. I'll definitely be getting a golden retriever as my companion. But I do worry that if it dies, it'd make me uninstall.
Oh God.
Yeah, when I saw some video on YouTube, there is some girl make the showcase of dog mod, and they want to show how to spawn dog, and his friends say, "Oh, you must kill your dog to show it in video how to spawn dog." No. Okay, we skip this part.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Poor dog.
Oh, that'd just do my head in. So, sorry, Mark. Les?
I was just going to say, I just want a battle pug. That's what I want.
A battle pug.
Add that next. I want a battle
Bites your ankles.
pug. Why?
Have to have the mod one in like Count Dankula's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well,
But,
might get banned for that one.
Yeah. We won't say why we need Count Dankula's one, but I could laugh.
Yeah.
God almighty. So, what a week, folks. 1.14.
yeah.
Something happened this week.
Yeah, just a little thing. Just a little thing. Hunter, what did you think of 1.14, mate?
When I read that very long changelog, I was very happy because for me it's look like maybe Bohemia have new developers or how to say fresh power, and especially modding part of changelog make me very, very happy because they doing things for modders, and it's very fine because everything which we can do it can improve game and show and allow new things.
Marks, you delved right into this, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's great. Now, I didn't actually read the modding changelogs or anything like that, but just from the general changes and stuff added, it's great. It seems like they might have either have gotten more funding or something has changed at BI because, it's just a lot of changes that people have asked for years and years, and now it's happened, with bulb up animations. Sunglasses actually work properly now. They have a tint when you put them on.
Helmets.
There was stuff done. So, like, is it weapons in general, or is it high tier weapons or something when they're stored in a base? It doesn't count towards the loot pool or something now. And
It's high tier weapons. Yeah, it's mainly meant to combat like especially the bad situations on consoles where like M4s, SVDs, all the really high tier weapons. It'll get stored away in a base that people can't raid, and all the newcomers to the game, they can't get that final high tier loot because some twats already stored it all away. So that's a really nice positive change. It's a shame it's had to happen that way, but in the long run, it is going to benefit the vanilla player base as a whole.
And just things like all the ads, like the sounds for helicopter crashes now when they crash. It's a very it's not the biggest change or biggest addition, but it's just something small that adds so much to the like atmosphere of the game and stuff. Because me and Lad and DOJ heard one yesterday, and it flew overhead. You can hear the like what sounds like a rocket firing, hits it, explodes, and it crashes. So cool.
You hear the beeps of the helicopter go, playing before the explosion hits, and then and then looked it towards the explosion, ran towards it, and saw the smoke, and it was like, oh, even the smoke looks better. It looks really, really nice. The overall helicopter spawning experience is just, like Mark said, it's such a small change, but it's such a substantial change. Like it really, really brings out a nice next level for the game. It's just so good.
Yeah, exactly. This small details I like it. It's helping to have a better atmosphere.
Yeah, it's and the same with toxic zones. When you go into a toxic zone, or whether you are in one that's dynamic, you go into it, and when you're in it, it doesn't feel like it's DayZ.
No,
there's something about it with that ambient music that plays, and the particles of the stuff, and the noise of the gas mask and stuff, and the noise of the gas mask when it's slowly running out. Another small little detail, but makes a world of a difference. It's unreal. It's crazy good.
That's potentially one of my favourite things they added in this mod is that wheezing sound that I pushed it right to the limit with my guy when I was in Pavlovo, and as it's getting close to the end, it actually adds to the oh shit, and because you're in the gas, you're not really like people will get to know the size of the infected zones, but right now, when you don't know how far away you are from the edge, if you're exiting from a different side that you entered on, it adds to the intensity of the situation because your character's. Oh, that was a horrible noise to make.
But yeah, it's just it's crazy. It's hard to explain how good it is, if that makes sense. But
for a YouTuber who makes videos on these, that's not a good thing to say, mate. You've got to explain how good it is.
Like it's great. Like I just an hour ago put up a video going into the toxic zones, and so we show off like the gas masks, and we show off the toxic zones itself and the dynamic ones as well. And people are loving it, and a lot of console players are finding it hard to believe that this is going to come to console.
You hit the point that, and I know you're not the biggest console fan in the world, Marks, but a lot of your audience are console players, and I've seen some people overwhelmingly, like you say, the feedback has been very positive, lad. But what people have got to remember is for console, this is like they've almost reinvented the fucking wheel and done it better. This is huge for console, lad.
It actually is, and as you said, it's how to explain it. It's like I don't think. I mean, we all knew at the start of the year that they were going to add some kind of like environmental threat, and I don't think anybody actually expected it to be. Well, there's probably quite a few expected to be toxic zones, but not in the level that it is right now. Maybe like a couple of static ones. I'm still surprised there's not one at Tisy, Like, you would think there would be one at Tisy, considering, the concept art for it. That was the whole point. But the locations where it's at, it especially at Riffy, really makes people, go inland to get back to the coast to explore that kind of area. Like in the first day when it came out, DOJ and I, no, exactly, Mango. There isn't one. It's a dynamic one. There's quite a few dynamic ones that hit there, but it's overall, the way that they've done it is fantastic. And I can already tell, if they decide like what it is right now, it's going to stay as is. There's going to be some mod out there that'll expand it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think we were talking about it, Max, how it's a shame you couldn't put charcoal tablets in the filters to replenish them. I want to do that. I want to make that as a little mod, just like a little thing.
Yeah.
And I saw Daone was talking about contaminated food and stuff like that in the dynamic zone. So that would be really, really, really cool to have. And I mean, I might try it, maybe. Who fucking knows? I saw that, I think that would be really cool. And the possibilities just for the Toxic Zone section alone is just wonderful.
What DanceofJesus was saying with his mod about having the oxygen tank on your back that supplies air while in the gas zones, and then if it gets shot at, it explodes and stuff like that. Like, there's so many cool ideas, and what seem to be simple ideas, but might be more complicated to make, but that'll just add that extra little bit of detail.
Yeah, exactly. And, there's going to definitely be some really, really, really cool stuff coming along in the modding scene, and I genuinely cannot wait. If there's one thing I really, really like that I've not tried yet, but hopefully I will, is the traps.
Yeah, I haven't tried them yet either.
Yeah, I haven't seen any clips of them yet, but it's so nice that such an old feature like that is back and it's working, as far as I'm aware. Fucking hopefully.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to learn how triggers function. So, because I want to, I want to learn more about triggers and do stuff like that. I want to make automatic doors. I want to make it so you get close to them and open, like automatic.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
That'd be it's such a dumb idea, but I want to fucking do it.
Hey, why not? If you can, may as well.
Yeah, exactly. But overall, like 1.14, I've never played so much vanilla so long. It's absolutely bloody mad.
But your traps don't. That's a bit annoying, Jacob. When I heard they were adding hares back into the game, I thought they were actually going to be animals you'd see running around in the woods or stuff like that. So I was a bit excited for it, but then when it just kind of seems like they just spawn one in, it's a little bit disappointing, but I'm not going to complain at the same time because it's a new food source as well. So.
Yeah. Then, and the FAMAS as well, iron data. Expansion rabbit is still relevant. What, you mean the chicken rabbit? Yeah, that's fine.
Chicken rabbit, yeah.
But no, the FAMAS is very, very good for close quarters. You can't suppress it. It's got no attachments on it. So you're very much restricted. I would say it's probably the best. Yeah, Wob already did a FAMAS video, but it's probably the best weapon you could get in CQB. But limited 25 rounds with a very high fire rate. That fucking thing's gonna go to ruin very quickly.
Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of mags as well.
Oh yes.
I heard you talking about the traps. I crafted both. My snare seemed to disappear. I put a worm on it, so my odds of getting a chicken in the middle of the forest were probably minimal. But I tried it, and then when I went back to check it, I just couldn't find it. So either I'm stupid, which is the most likely possibility here, or it despawned. But the tripwire is brilliant. It actually has a small stun effect as well, like you trip on it, and you're like, oh. So even if you were to, I haven't played around with it too much, but even if you were sprinting, it's going to stun you for a little bit so that because you get caught on the wire. So when the grenade drops, you're still probably going to get caught in the effect of the grenade. I didn't want to test it because I had my full NBC suit and I wanted to get to Pavlovo, but more explanation is necessary of this. As a modder, what do you think of it, Hunter?
I like these traps because these traps can solve a lot of situation when, for example, you hiding in house around our enemies. You set up some trap. They open door, enter, and bam.
Yeah, it will be a cool feature. It'll be interesting what modders, like you said, lad, do with all this stuff in the coming weeks and months and stuff. And I was talking to not about modding, but I was talking to Sarah Sweet about just the update in general, and he was saying that it makes vanilla more. What's the word? I think we were talking about it yesterday as well. It just makes it gives it something else to do. It gives you a what was the word I used in this chat? I can't bloody remember it now. It gives you a task, something to do.
Yes.
Whereas with current version DayZ, like once you get gears, build a base, there's nothing kind of much else to do. But now, you can get your gear, build a base, then go search for NPC gear, then go into these toxic zones. And while you're building your base, you have to watch out for airstrikes up above and all this other stuff. And it just keeps players on their toes, and they're going to have to be very careful of what they do and where they go. And can't wait to see what it's going to be like when they hit stable.
Yeah, and with these traps, you can do prepare some funny situation. When you, for example, make some fake enter to your base, put there a lot of traps, then expecting.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I did
That's actually
see someone mentioned the stealth kills before, and there was a video that Mikedocherty put out that I've just got coming up. Oh. I hadn't really noticed it. You guys?
I haven't even tried it yet, to be 100% honest. It's the one thing I haven't tried.
Yeah, I will say that the animation, because when I initially saw it, if you remember, Boydie, I was rather skeptical of it.
Yeah.
But I actually tried it. And
many thanks to Jerb, Jaren, DayZ Podcast. Take his
I
time.
love it. I actually really, really like the animation. They could definitely have fine-tuned it quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
With the issue, especially with the blade not actually going in properly. I wish they would try and tweak that as much as they can and make it so at some point in the animation, or at least make it faster, where you can cancel it just in case it gets shot at, because getting locked in any kind of animation, especially in DayZ, is quite annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I quite like it. When I first tried it, I thought the sound and the actual action was fucking meaty. Absolutely meaty. It was very, very satisfying. But it's definitely not that, how would I explain it? The animation looks like it would be suitable for alpha. Not at this current stage.
I think it'll get worked on, but I still love the fact that they've actually added a custom animation. But
yes,
it's the little things. that really do help. I didn't really notice it in first person. I generally, once the animation starts, I'm scanning around looking for other threats. But yeah, it's a splitting hairs thing. But you know, I agree. It does look it feels a bit off, but it's still a vast improvement on what we had.
Yes. I mean, definitely can't agree more.
That's the thing with stuff like this in DayZ and the kind of DayZ community. They add this in, people complain. They don't add this in, people will complain.
Oh, definitely.
Like it's such a small, like, the knife face not where you're not going to be paying that close attention to it. I think it's going to be an animation that I don't think is going to be used very often, because zombies fuck you up in this game, and I don't think it's going to be something that is used very often. So it's nothing really to worry about. Maybe there's limitations with the engine and stuff as well. You never know. There could be reasons for it. It'll probably be worked on in future updates, I would assume, if they have access to this animation team now. Yeah. So it's nothing to worry about. It'll be fixed at some stage, and if not, who really cares? You know, I'm happy it's there. I'm very happy it's there, but not the end of the world.
Same here. No, it's just going to make us completely uninstall the game. Absolutely unplayable. 0.
You were talking about the contaminated food before as well, and I saw a tweet about it. And yeah, I love this idea that animals become, you can't eat them. So if you go into town after the lifts and the dead animals are in there, and that they're toxic, and maybe you could cook them to remove it. I don't know. I don't understand exactly what the. Does anyone actually know what the gas is yet? Do we have that confirmed? I don't think we do.
I think it's mustard gas.
So when you go in unprotected, you start to bleed, right? And then you'll continuously bleed until obviously you bloody die. When you cough, if you don't have any gloves on, your hands get bloody, and it'll continuously do that. And the only way to actually get rid of the sickness when you're out is to use the pox antidote, and that's it. So it might be some kind of like. It might be mustard gas, or it might be like a different variant, a brand new variant, because one thing I really like about it is that in the static zones, the NBC infected, obviously they don't die, they are protected. But in the dynamic zones, from what...
It kills everything.
We experienced, it kills literally everything, even infected. It'll kill them.
Just such a good little...
It's such a nice little detail. It's like... So whatever the outside forces are trying to do, it's working. So, but it's definitely very, very interesting. The effects.
We're not going to talk about the outside forces. Fuck Hannah.
It would be really, really interesting. If in a future update, where if you like I don't know, say for example, like your legs and your arms and your body, like the skin, the more you get sick and the more you start to perish from the whatever it is, your skin slowly turns to what it looks like with the infected. That would be a really nice detail. You get boils and stuff on your skin and whatnot, and your skin starts rotting, your eyes start bleeding. That would be really cool. Like at that point when you're virtually on death's door, that would be.
And another idea when will be possible, the custom animation. When player will move like infected to hide in infected against another player. It will be absolutely.
Oh man, that'd be class. Actually, I'm surprised. I wonder how easy would that. Or difficult that would be to, like, the little emote wheel that people can use, if you can change the stance with that tool. So cool.
When we'll have infected exactly same bones like a survivor, I think it will be easily possible, but I don't know how actually they have bones in game.
Yeah. Fuck knows, but it would be really interesting. I like what Jacob Mango said. The particle used is contaminated area gas, big ass. Make of that what you will. Actually, that's one thing I want to touch on as well, because Dimitri, he has his own toxic zone mod, and he's got the toxic clouds and whatnot. In the past, if a particle like smoke or whatnot, it would glitch out and it would disappear at certain angles if it was over a certain size. I'm really surprised with the gas clouds that Experimental has introduced doesn't have that effect, so I'm hoping that they fix that, because there's a lot of things to do with like smoke that can cause quite a bit of issues. So I mean, I don't know if any other experienced modders has took a look and it kind of proven that theory, but that would be a really, really nice change. I know they've done some fixes to occlusion and whatnot, so that's quite nice as well.
Yeah.
So overall, I mean, like we've already said, this update seems to be really, really good. Absolutely knocked it out of the park. I still think that they've split 13 and a half in order to get this done, because there's, 13 was a bit of a lackluster update compared to this, and it only came out a month and a half after. Like, there's no way that the guys have done all of this in a month and a half. Not a chance. They've definitely cut 113 and a half to get this done. And you know what? I do not mind. I do not
totally
mind
worth
it.
it.
If it meant getting another update out for the players early, go for it. Why not?
Yeah.
I'm happy with it, because 14 has brought in such really cool stuff, and they've changed a lot of stuff in the background, like the AUG having a completely brand new model. It's still got the animation issues plagued with the original one, but the config is completely different. Just at a glance, it looks pretty much ready to go. We just need the rest of those animations. And with the FAMAS, obviously it's not the same design as an AUG in terms of how it actually operates, but it's a really good step in the right direction. And maybe 1.15 introduces the AUG finally after all this time, and then maybe people can shut the fuck up about it.
People won't.
Sorry, one good thing is they fixed this issue.
I'm gonna stand in a tree.
Yes.
Yeah, they said on Twitter they would. So.
I think it'd be the same on chair now, honestly. Put it in my pants. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, this is very funny.
Yeah. But you can see their grenade explosions would not reach all items through containers and attachments, and because I shared that with Adam directly, and he replied and said, "Yeah, no, we're aware of that, and it's been fixed in this update." So that's a good little thing, because the reason why Sarah Moore was testing this was he apparently grenaded someone and didn't kill him. So he's like, "What the fuck? Let's check this out." And then realised just how bad it was when you were in a bush or a tree. Grenades just didn't work.
Yeah, a bit of an odd bug, but I'm glad they got it fixed anyway. And that's the one thing with the DayZ devs. Like, you send them a message or something about a problem, and they'll take that feedback in, and they will, if it's fixable, they'll fix it, and they'll respond to you, which is great.
The gas masks are brilliant, though. The gas masks are just a fucking. I'm imagining now what people are going to be able to do with some of the items in the game, Marks. Wearing a gas mask slows down stamina regeneration. From first-hand experience wearing gas masks, oh my god, it really is a horrible fucking thing to wear. But they work, but they really do affect you.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
These things I like on DayZ, because there is a lot of details which another game don't have. And it's super survival game, this DayZ.
There is one thing for you modders out there. There are certain types of gas masks. Let me see if I can find one. Where a water bottle will actually work with the gas mask. You're actually able to connect This is the one. So it's basically got a thing on top, and the gas mask has a little hose that you can unplug and connect to the top of the water bottle, and you can still drink while wearing a gas mask.
That's actually neat.
Yeah. So that's something to be aware of, you modders out there, that there is an item. There's a picture of it when they're connected up.
Mm-hmm.
So even in the Australian military, we had the water bottles. We just didn't have the gas masks, which was kind of ironic. But not all the water bottles were like that. But yeah, some of them were.
That's cool.
It's given us ideas for more masks to make a gas mask plus mod or something like that. A gas mask plus mod. With different like gas masks that serve different purposes with different effects, because it's got like what I'm really interested in 114 is this post-process manager. Like I haven't looked into it. I assume people like DOJ, Natal Banana, Jacob Mango, they've looked into it, but you know, especially with like the visuals of what the gas masks have in the motorbike helmet. It'd be really, really nice to have different kind of gas masks with different kind of like effects to what it does to your vision is standard, and to have like different qualities of filters that you can use. You know, you can get like your bog standard filter, which only lasts like 5 minutes, and then you can get ones that last for like 10, 15 minutes. That would be really, really cool. That would be really nice to have. And God, I'm getting ideas now.
You know what would be a cool addition? I don't know if this is actually in the vanilla game. I never checked. But if you put on a damaged mask and say the screen is cracked, when you put it on, it'd be cool if that had an effect. You know the way now we have the effect of the gas mask being on. Yes. Cool if there was like a cracked effect on the screen as well when you're in first person that makes it look like it's broken. I don't know if that's possible or how that could even work, but something else to add to the gas mask plus mod.
Interesting little aside here. Water in fountains and metal troughs is now visual only. I used to have fun fishing in the water in the metal troughs next to barns and farms and that. But they've fixed that little exploit.
Probably good they do that though, because
yeah,
you think?
I think it's an absolute fucking shame. Like it just, oh man.
I had a great comment.
And they taketh away.
I had a great comment on the update video when I mentioned that. And they were like, oh, they're messing around with fountains and metal troughs now, only visual only. Why don't they fix cars? And I'm like, what a stupid comment to write. It's just, I think I might have replied that. I was like, that's just stupid.
That was a nice little change as well. The ammo boxes now spawn with random ammunition packs inside. I found one at a helicrash event, and it had probably about 11 or 10 boxes of various big caliber ammo, which was a nice find.
Yeah, it is cool.
I've not actually every single one I found. It's just no, it's gone. It's gone.
I don't even know where you find them. Is it only helicrashes?
That's the only one I saw was at a helicrash. So yeah, lots of stuff for modding though, lad and Hunter.
Yeah, I mean definitely that there is a lot there that I have never used at all. So I'm fucking useless when it comes to that kind of stuff. But the fact is that, the biggest thing was the post-process manager. Like I said, when I take a look at that. But I'm really happy that the changelog for the modding section, regardless if I use it or not, is wonderful. There's more support for modders to do what they want to do, to let their imaginations run wild and to make things in developments easier so they don't have to use like weird workarounds or anything like that. So it's absolutely wonderful what they're doing, and to make things simpler as well. I saw DOJ say that the developers are putting a lot more like comments in their code for people to read and understand, which I feel is absolutely wonderful. That's a really good step in the right direction, especially for dumbasses like me who, whereas I'm okay at modding, I'm terrible at scripting. So that's really, really nice. Right now I'm trying to figure out how to make a light spawn indefinitely, and I cannot fucking figure it out. So but it's overall absolutely wonderful update for both players, content creators, and modders. So I do hope that they continue this upwards trajectory, especially for 1.15 when that releases. And I was just reading a discussion between Jake and Mango in Mass as well, about the ammunition and the fire rate. So from what I understand, the fire rate could only be limited by certain certain things in the engine. But the fact is that the fire rate for the FAMAS is ungodly. They seem to have fixed that, which is great, which gives people a lot more options for their modded weapons to make their guns just go fucking ballistic. So even just little bits like that, and I can probably guarantee that there's going to be more that they've done under the hood, more than what they've said there. So
yeah.
I genuinely cannot wait to see what else they've got going. I want to take a look at triggers. Like I said before, I want to make those automatic sliding doors. I want to do that for XTK for certain maps. So that's something really, really nice there. But I'll learn that at some point. But
I think
overall,
Jacob said something earlier about triggers are currently crashing the servers.
Yes. Yeah, so I saw that as well, but I mean, it's the first XP build, and official servers have been taking a shit. So it's if you want to experience experimental, play on community ones. It's brilliant that they're letting the community do that. But I've not heard of any stuff like that with the triggers before until then. So I'll take Mango's word on it. He's definitely more experienced and knowledgeable than I am. So I'm hoping in the future XP builds that they'll fix that, because I don't think they'd like to keep that kind of bug in for the stable release, because that'll not bode well.
No.
Bode well.
They must fix it, because these triggers are very powerful. People use it for spawning infected on water, artificial islands, and in underground.
Yes.
And when I see this new feature that it will be not only boxes but also another shapes, then it will be very, very useful, because people want, for example, radius trigger, and it will be very nice.
He said it's not crashing,
Definitely.
just server FPS is tanking.
Mm-hmm. That's fair enough. But I mean, the lower the server FPS gets, the I mean, we kind of experienced that a little bit, Marks, when we played on the server. Even though there was quite a few people on the server, not enough for it to be full, the server FPS was starting to...
It dips a bit, got a little bit laggy. But it bounced back then, and most of the time it's been pretty good. And on the server crashing thing, just for anybody who maybe console players, because I know it's happening on Xbox as well, or for PC players or whatever, the devs are fully aware of it, and they're working on a fix, and they're talking with server providers and stuff to try and get it back up and running again. Because the first night I streamed the patch, I think every 10 to 15 minutes the servers were crashing, and it got pretty bad. So I messaged Scotty just to make sure they knew about it, and I've been hearing complaints that it's the same on Xbox as well. So it seems to be something with this patch that is doing it, and
but do we know
people were
what
falling
it is,
through
because community servers seem to be fine. Official servers seem to be tanking.
Yeah. Go on.
I mean, I theorize that it's probably more so to do with the providers, because DayZ servers vanilla aren't known to be that good,
greatest,
to be honest. So whereas community servers, they have the wide option of getting the the absolute best they possibly can. So, you know, you'll get community servers that can have like God knows how many players on, it'll be fine. But if vanilla was to do the same, yeah, not so much. So it's probably a mixture of obviously this new update and trying to discuss stuff with the server providers to try and get something more streamlined. But I think DayZ should just switch server providers.
I'd love to know how many people were playing experimental in the last 24 hours.
Oh,
I think Scale Speeder said it was, I don't know if that was for DayZ or experimental, but 32,000 24-hour peak. So I don't know. I don't know if that's experimental or standard. If that's experimental, that's insane. But I'm not sure if it is.
Nohex said a peak of 742 in the last 24 hours. So I'm wondering if that's the actual experimental numbers.
That would seem more like, but I think that's even more than previous ones. So it's actually gone up. Because before you were lucky if you got 100 people, I think, in total. So I think these community servers are helping a hell of a lot with that problem.
Just make sure all your friends know about the community servers. There's a lot of people, like even you, Marks, were, there's community servers. There's people who just don't know about them. I'd forgotten about them until Spud mentioned it to me that he had one.
Yeah. I promoted the one that we've been on. I put it in the video and the comments of it as well. So if people are wanting to find one, there is one there as well.
Scalespeed is saying his stat was official. 32,000 playing official DayZ.
Yeah,
that's pretty high.
I can't find any information on the XP build. So, but I did check there on SteamDB. There's like at least 29,000 playing right now. So
that's a lot. So it's growing, isn't it?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, with a mixture of Scotty and the team creating this, like the teaser trailer last week, and then actually providing on a solid XP patch. Obviously, apart from like the little few issues we've discussed, I have really high hopes. I really, really do have high hopes for DayZ, even more so now. And it's kind of like reinvigorated that love for the game again. Like I said, the only time I've played on a modded server was XDK, and that was for staff reasons. I've only played vanilla experimental since it came out. I've not touched anything else. I just can't. I don't want to go back to 1.13. I just want to play 1.14.
I was thinking that I think this update, when it releases, will hit 50,000 concurrent players on Steam. I think it'll happen. At
least 40,000, I think.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I wouldn't be surprised if it broke record numbers.
Now, for those who haven't seen it, we're entering spoiler territory here, so look away for the next 2 minutes. But a good video showing the airstrikes from the distance.
Oh, that's fucking cool. There you go, Pete. Look at that light up there, the flare. The field hospital. Someone's firing a flare.
It's firing a flare.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. That's
you off, mate? Yeah, no worries, Naughty. Oh, fucking hell, mate. Is that the chopper crash?
Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah, brother, have a good one, eh? Catch you, man. Was that? Who the fuck was that? I'll be screaming the Scotsman abroad, yeah. I don't know if that's airstrikes or what, but that is fucking cool.
Just hit that, see what it's like. If you're here for the first opening, you watch me kamikaze here in the Britain.
So the field hospital definitely looks fucking sick. And I don't know if someone is firing a flare, but there was a flare going up and then an explosion.
An explosion?
Yep.
That just looks so cool.
Yeah.
You paused it right at the moment I was getting blue balls there.
Oh, yeah, no, it's the... Oi! Fucking hell! Motherfucker!
This guy's hilarious.
And the cloud just come over the top of the field hospital. Wow, look at that shit.
It's so cool.
Look at that shit. Fucking hell. Wow.
But like you see that right there.
That's nuts.
And
The
if it hits a
explosion
destination you're going to and you
alone
don't
is
have a
fucking
full
awesome.
gear and gas
Like,
masks, now you're like, oh shit. You have to change your plan.
Yeah.
You have to do something else. You have to think on the spot and go, okay, I can't go here now. I'll have to go there. It's the same way with, I was in Northwest Airfield and it hit the ATC building. And people loved it sitting in that ATC building. But now if you don't have any necessary gear and you sit in that ATC building and you get hit with an airstrike, that camper now has to move or he will die. So it's going to change up gameplay so much. It's going to make it so much better.
I noticed when I was at, I don't know what it's like at Rifty Shipwreck, but I noticed when I was at Pavlovo, when I got to the top of the hospital, it felt like I was getting near the top of the cloud of gas.
I noticed that as well.
Yeah, so I imagine if you're in the ATC, you're going to be running for the top if it comes.
I wonder though,
You're
like
stuck there for 20, 30 minutes.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, as DOJ said, you can breathe on top of the hospital. So even if you do end up just running to the top of ATC to breathe and be safe, you're not safe.
No.
You're not fucking safe.
And that's what's going to make it great, is that it really changes play styles. And base campers or people who just sit in the base all day is going to really, really annoy them. But it's going to be great. I can't wait to see all the complaints about it.
Well, that's an interesting point there, isn't it, Hunter? The base builders, they're going to have to rethink their inks on where they build their bases unless some servers may decide to turn it off. I think you're wasting one of the best new additions to DayZ, Hunter, but they're definitely going to have to rethink their inks on where they put their bases now, aren't they, mate? I think there's a problem with your mic, mate. Could barely hear you then. Well, he gets that sorted. Lad, what do you reckon?
Yeah, it's definitely going to really change how people approach bases, because there's at least, 76, 78 possible places
76
to get struck. So, sure, you can build a base and say, like, I don't know, fucking Vibo, for example. You build a base in Vibo, you get sorted out, or whatever, and then I can just imagine, you're just chilling in your base, you've got, the town secured and everything like that. You see that flare, everybody is rushing to either leave Vibo or quickly go back to their, like, sea chests or whatever they've got with their NBC gear to swap it over before they fucking die. So it's definitely going to be still viable to build a base in a town, but it's going to be a lot more difficult to actually upkeep it and keep yourself safe there. So I would not be surprised if it pushes people to build bases deep in the woods again, which I think is a really nice change.
No, I just thought that, the way when an airstrike hits a town, it kills everything in the town. Let's say you had a base in a town and the airstrike landed, we'll give it, say, a radius 15 meters away from your base. Would it be an interesting idea if that airstrike damaged your walls? So maybe if the closer it gets, the more damage there'll be. So like maybe it'll ruin a wall at one stage, maybe it'll badly damage them, and then you have to go in and repair them. Keeps you on your toes as well. Make sure you log into your base, because if it ruins, people can just pretty much go into your base, whatever. You have the extras, a little bit of security of tripwires and stuff, but could be an idea.
Yes, it's definitely, that would definitely be interesting.
This feature already have my error rate mode when bombers drop bombs and they destroy everything. They destroy a base, cars, and also items which are spawned.
Wow.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
That's class.
So it's possible then.
Yeah, it's already dangerous, this. But I think with these particles, when you mentioned Dmitry, toxic zone, I think these particles from from vanilla, from experimental, it's probably one particle, and that's why it's not glitching like Dmitri's toxic zone.
Perhaps, yeah. But it's still really interesting. How
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
done.
yeah.
I'd love to take a look at the particles to see how they've done. I've never really messed with them too much. I've never really needed a reason to, but if regardless, it's still lovely to see. It's just really fucking lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this new vanilla things just show new possibilities and give a lot of new learning material for modders.
Exactly, and that's it. I'm just excited. I'm just really excited to see what people can do with all of this. So it's just going to be absolutely wonderful. DOJ just said when you tilt the camera in free cam, you can see that's a lot of layered billboard textures.
Right.
Okay. I'm sure somebody will mod in a laser designator calling the strikes before too long.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. that would be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if there'll be like a certain kind of flare that people can make to activate it. But at the same time, it's like if there are set zones for the if the set zones for the dynamic spawns, then obviously I would imagine that the script can be modified to accommodate.
Iron sights on that thing are so terrible.
They're really
the iron
bad.
sights on that thing are so beautiful. You just don't understand the artistic interpretation. No, they are so fucking bad.
Yeah, you have to be French to appreciate this rifle.
Look,
Even DOJ got rid of the rifle. He didn't like it.
He gave it to Marks.
He gave it to me. Yeah, I have it. He wanted his M4 back.
Okay, now a couple of things that have been in chat. One, why didn't they make Tisy the infected zone? They talked about that years ago. Why did they not make it? I've got a theory that it's to do with the size of the gas filters. Because Tisy's such a big base, it would be very, very hard to do the entire Tisy with one filter. But why do you guys reckon they didn't choose to make Tisy?
Future updates, maybe?
Maybe. That's the only thing I can really think of. I mean, there's also balancing purposes as well. But, Riffy was a very interesting place to have a toxic zone. Definitely gives the place a little bit more purpose, that's for sure. And there's definitely some low connotations to do with it. Pavlova as well. I mean, in there's a lot of piping around there, and initially thought it was to do with gas, but at the same time, why would a small military base in essentially what is a pit have something like that for gas or oil or whatever when there's a hospital and an office building there? So it's clearly some kind of testing experimentation area. With Tisy though, it's very weird. I would have thought they would have done that, and if they decide not to keep it like that, then modders and server owners will just make it static. So
yeah, I think, was it Bitey you said that maybe they could do underground tunnel systems and stuff under Tisy? And maybe it'll come in a future update and they'll make it toxic, or they'll do something different with it, or they plan to change it somehow. Because it does, I don't see any other reason why they wouldn't add it. So they must have something planned for it, or well, I hope at least.
I am pleased, like Spud just said in chat, lad, that they've added something to the Northeast Airfield to make it worthwhile going to. Because, Spud's bang on the money.
Yeah.
Everyone hated what they did to Northeast Airfield. Now there's a reason to go there.
Definitely. I mean, I have saw a lot of people complain about it still, saying
same.
Their modded Northeast Airfield is much better, and it's like, but all of the Northeast Airfield edits or completely over the top military bases, and it's like that's
Yeah.
not what Krasnostav Airfield is.
I understand why they did it to it, lad. They removed it because it was a high tier military location that was right near spawns. I understand it. I just didn't like that they gave no reason. You know, maybe if they'd ever added the planes and helicopters like they alluded to in 2015 and that, there would have been a reason. But without that, there was no reason to go there. Just a couple or two military crates and some industrial spawns. It was a dead place. And of course, people going free style with their modded variations, that's awesome. But remember the vanilla version of the game as well, folks. Now there's a reason for people to go to the Northeast Airfield. Medical.
Honestly, yeah. Like on the first day, like I said, like DOJ and I, we spent like 14 hours on experimental. And I would safely bet like maybe 6 to 7 tenths of that was near the Krasnostav area, doing a loot run between trying to get a car running, but a loot run between the clinics in the area, going to Novo and going to Krasnostav itself and other places around to try and get as much NBC gear as possible. Like we had a whole bunch of filters at one point. And yes, it's such a small little change, but it's a change that makes sense to an extent. I do hope at the same time though that they expand upon it, because it's like it's such a small little area and it's really nicely detailed, and it'll still be if they continue to improve it, then to make it more, because it's a field hospital, to maybe have more little field hospital kind of like type of structures, or maybe even actually a couple of military tents, maybe one or two. With a new variant for like a command center, so to speak, to communicate with forces around the country. But it's still a really, really good improvement. It's still really, really nice to just go around there to just loot up. And if you're lucky enough to get a full NBC suit with filters and a mask there, you're just not that far from Riffy.
It's a quick run.
Tier 4 zone, but you're still taking a massive risk, and that's still a really, really good dynamic.
Makes people explore the entire map again. People just stay up north. Now they have a reason to go down south, go to Krasno, all these places. So it's great. It's great.
With these new mechanics, Hunter, is there anything that interests you of being able to play with in the future?
I like exploring map, and for example, this field hospital is very nice. When I first saw similar in Livonia map, I was very excited, and all details like dead bodies in water. I talk now on Livonia, but every these changes on map attract players to again explore. There is also new fire position and for PvP when somebody looting, another waiting for him, and then firing against. And it's definitely this small improvement of map is very nice.
Yeah,
it really is. It's like we've said with other things, like the changes they've made to certain things are small, but it's such an effective update, and it really brings out a new layer in the game, which was really, really needed overall. So I if the devs are watching at all, I really do hope that you continue this upwards trend. The update was absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely can't wait for 1.15. And I swear to God, if you upload that trailer and you make more teasers like what you did last weekend, I'm gonna fucking hate you forever, because I don't want to do that again. And I know for a fact you are going to do that, but I hope you don't.
Because that's I saw that mentioned as well. I think Scarspeeder put it in chat, the who and why. So I do know a bit, but once it becomes clear to people, it's a nice addition to the lore of DayZ. It really is.
It really, really is.
Buddy, coming up in this video in a second is a very, very close-up of the artillery hitting. It literally like explodes right behind me. Maybe when you're up that close, you should like take some type of damage or something. Maybe is that too overpowered? Like it takes a quarter of your health away or something.
Yeah, you're quite loud. You might want to move the microphone a little bit away from you.
Oh, sorry. Is that any better?
There you go. Yeah, that's sound. But yeah, I mean, it's an airburst shell, so I mean, I don't know the functionality too well of airburst shells. Boise, obviously, you've done service, so you might know. Oh, look at that! You might know more about how it affects people, but I'm not too sure. So
these are basically designed to be chemical warheads, so it's not so much the fragmentation of the round. The explosive in them would be minimal because you don't want to be destroying the chemical agent. So it's unless it was very, very close, like meters away from you, you wouldn't notice a hell of a lot. It's designed, if you have a massive explosion, it's going to destroy a lot of the chemical agent being dispersed. So not really, but it does add the potential for like Hunter's air raid mod. Hunter's now got a nice animation to work with for airburst high explosive rounds. So usually with artillery / mortars, there's three types. You've got airburst or proximity, which explodes a set distance above the ground. Then you've got those that explode on contact with the ground, and then you've got delayed charge, which allows the round to bury into the ground and then explode for attacking bunkers and things like that. They all have different mechanics to them. But yeah, as for a chemical round, that's probably the one thing you've got to bear in mind is that it's designed to disperse the chemical, and if you've got an explosion, that explosion more than likely is going to actually destroy the virus or the gas that is being dispersed. So not really a massive issue for that.
Cool to know.
I like that they've got a ready-to-go mask, the combat gas mask there, and then the other ones with the filters. Well, I know Wobo asked for questions. One of the questions I asked, I don't know whether anyone did it, is can you change masks or filters in the zone with no penalty?
Yeah.
Yes.
You can?
You can, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, you can. You can
I wasn't game to try it.
Also, a little tip for anyone, the combat mask is actually the best. It lasts 10 minutes when it's 100% full, whereas the ones where you actually have to attach a filter only last 8 minutes.
There you go.
So, little tip. Found that out last night.
But if you've got extra filters, then they become better.
True. Yeah, but if you need to pick one up in a hurry and maybe don't have enough inventory space, the combat mask one will get you out of a pinch.
Yes, certainly.
Scale Speeder, shut up. We're not talking about the Yellow King or Hannah. They can go fuck themselves.
I definitely think that with that whole lore video, we might have been slightly off the mark, but at the same time, I still hold on to the theory that that video was the latest in the quote-unquote timeline. So, fuck knows. But no, this I still, they've got to continue the mark. They've got to continue to do videos like what they did for 1.15, and judging by their usual development process, will probably get stable around between the 20th and the 30th, I would imagine. So plenty of time for them to create something spicy and new. But even so, plenty of time for 1.15. And again, if you guys are watching, don't rush it. This update, again, you've knocked it out of the park. I'm pretty sure we can wait for another Class A update like this.
Yeah, like this will keep people occupied for months to come. This is enough content here to keep people up for a long time.
Especially, like Scalespeeder said, the console crowd are going to wet themselves with this.
Yes.
Fantastic update. I know there's people who aren't very happy with it. Some of the feedback has been, well, this is all stuff that modders have had for ages. But what people have got to remember is it's a multi-platform game now. So, and the quality of what they've released is, like you said, even Dimitri, creator of the Toxic Zone, he put out a tweet saying he's really happy with what they've done. They've got access to files that modders don't. So the quality of it is outstanding.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, like, people complaining about, modders have already done this, is there shit up there? It's like, mates, like, I'm not being funny, but fucking get real. Yes, these kind of features have been around for modding for a long time, but as you said, Boydie, it's a multi-platform game. Console players, they're going to have such brand new, fresh content, and people might say, you're catering to console. But it's not only that, because there's still quite a majority of the player base on PC who don't want to play in community servers, especially the really heavily modded ones. To be fair, I'm probably going to try and get back on the Running Man's servers, those vanilla servers and Spaggies and everything like that, just because I don't want to be playing these highly modded servers with the toxic zones. I just want to take it in for what it was intended to be. And it's such a phenomenal thing that as somebody who has 3,500 hours in DayZ at least, and people with a lot more, they can come back into the game, and it's literally a brand new breath of fresh air. That's when you know. It's so good. And it's just like that, Mango, just like that. Like, I'm really fucking glad that you agree with that. And, it's just I've had people who complain to me about like the low connotations, and it's like, mate, bring it on. The law has been completely open-ended since 2013, nearly 10 years. Bring it on. I want more law. And Boydie, like, I reckon it's because of you. You've been going on about law for fucking months, years even. So yeah, I say bring it on. Bring on the fucking full force of whatever's coming.
What a great segue into the next topic, mate. Law. Asmondian with his guide to experience firsthand the Namalsk Odyssey. As you said, what a week. What a few weeks. Adam's update to Namalsk was next level. Yeah, if you go on the Twitch and it's just full of people trying to get to A4, to Lantia. And the quality of Lantia and Namalsk is just next level. Obviously, Adam, being the lead dev, has access to stuff that most people don't. But yeah, fucking awesome. Absolutely fucking awesome. The stuff that is being done for DayZ at the moment. Here's the tweet for those that want to check it out themselves. But Asmondian, man, the work he does. I'm going to open up the page, so spoilers within. I love his graphics.
Yes.
Look at that. He needs a job. People, modders, if you are struggling with how to explain your mod, get in contact with Asmondian. Ask him if you do it on commission, or I've got a feeling the guy will say happy to do it for nothing, because he won't even let me send him a fucking coffee mug. But he's just got this knack of being able to explain in a simple little, look at that, one page, and he's summed up the entire Namalsk Odyssey. That's a gift. The guy is a gift to the community.
And he's even got like a second page of like the different other items that are in Namalsk as well. Like, the detectors and the headsets and the different kind of like modules and whatnot. It's absolutely like, it's really, really cool about how he's done it and how he's like separated it all into like to make it so it's very, simple to understand. And I've always been a fan of him, and every single time, we'll bring up Asmondian, when I first started starting to get into the DayZ community, like getting my name out there with like my little like shitty pictures and artwork and whatnot. He's been a fan of like from day one, and he uses a couple of a few of my images in his like little tutorial images and whatnot, and like little So, and the fact that he's continuing doing stuff for the community for a project like Namalsk, it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant, the amount of dedication from the community in regards to stuff like this, and you cannot fucking go wrong. You absolutely cannot go wrong with it. Gotta love that guy. Absolutely gotta love him.
Yeah. Next level stuff. Just an amazing guide. And the stuff he does for DayZ is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Much respect to him. One day he'll agree to come on the podcast. He's up there with fucking Dean Hall for me.
I would love to get the both of them on at some point. I'll probably fanboy like mad, to be honest. I'll be like, oh my god, it's Asmondian.
Now, Nightwolf.
Yeah. Oh, do we have to?
Yeah, I was just going to say, do we have to?
Oh my god.
Nightwolf, it's a never-ending story. They every time find something how to sell his mods.
Which I don't have an issue with in theory. I'm a big supporter of modders being able to monetize, but it just sounds like there's a lot of really seedy stuff happening. Like I tried to get a bit of info throughout the week, but there's so much uncertainty with what's happening. But I tell you what does scare me is things like this. It does scare me what Dab and others have done, because I'm a huge believer in this sort of stuff should be reported to BI and left to them to manage. I know it's shit. From what I understand, the guy's not very likable. He's an absolute prick to deal with. But when we take it upon ourselves to police, it becomes vigilantism. Now, there's two reasons I'll be a vigilante: pedophiles and fucking rapists. I will fuck them up if I ever become aware of one. But being a shit cunt and I don't know if I'm a fan, to be honest, Marks, of going to these options of what they've done.
Yeah, it's a very grey area, isn't it? Like I can see how Dab and stuff are doing and trying to do something good, but at the same time,
yeah.
No, I don't know how any of this stuff works. I don't know what goes into the modding scene, so I'm not,
From my understanding, so Nightwolf has not only been selling mods, he's been selling cracked copies of DayZ and selling, much more. I heard something about Namalsk, but I don't know if that's true or not. And again, Boyd, like you said, you've always been a big advocate for modders to get money by what they do, and that's all well and good. But I guess the point when your mods are infringing on Bohemia's, terms, in what you can do, how you can make money with their tools, and also, when the money's running low and everything like that. Yeah, that exactly, Mango. It's fucking annoying. But it's like, how would I say it? What was it? He was selling his helicopter mod, and then when he got like pretty much kicked off of the community because of the what was going on, the helicopters weren't even that good. He was double charging people. Like he was asking servers and communities to pay again for these mods. And when they were like, well, no, because we've already paid for what you've provided us, you can't charge us again. It's not a subscription-based thing, right? Kind of whatever, right? So we go, okay, fair enough, fuck you. And he would break their copy of the mod by an API, from what I recall correctly. So it would really mess up a lot of mods. Exactly like this. It would really mess up a lot of servers, and Dab and a lot of other people in the community, quite frankly, are fucking sick and tired of Nightwolf's attitude and his behavior. T-Sense, just one of my friends.
Like they're saying he legally can't be touched because he lives in Russia, but can't he be banned from the Steam Workshop?
He can, I believe, but it's very, very whatever. But yeah, so he stole Arma 3. Or at least he was accused of stealing assets from Arma 3. But
I think a big issue is that their server mod have just a backdoor. They can every time disable this mod, and when I read this drama, this information, that somebody just ask, no, I will not again pay you for what I already paid, and they disabled this mod remotely, and this is how to say, this is just backdoor, and I think it's fine that somebody deobfuscate his mod and publish some URL and everybody can now download it. Because when is somebody hungry, then now they will be very hungry because nobody will pay for his shit.
Because I've seen estimates that he's made over $250,000 from selling these mods, which I think is great in principle for a modder to be able to make that sort of money. But now Jacob's saying in chat that he is banned from the Steam Workshop, has been for months. So how are these mods getting on the workshop? Is he selling them to people and then they upload them themselves?
From what I understand, yes. So, like when people update their like server mods to include these, then that server mod will, that mod on the workshop will have his mods. So that's the good way to go about it. But there's a lot of. Go on.
Yeah. Okay. But when I'm thinking little bit different, maybe. Will be fine when Bohemia say, okay, there will be something like App Store or Bohemia Store, and for some modders will be possible to selling mod, but give some money to Bohemia also. But for me is modding just hobby, but for Nightwolf and some other modders is source of making money, but right now it's against Bohemia rules.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. This one just tears me apart, lad, because I'm such a big advocate for modders being able to make money, but.
And this whole situation. Sorry to interrupt you, Bodie, but it's just no. This whole situation is what puts people off of modders trying to make money. As Mango's saying here, Nightwolf is telling those who pay for the mod to upload it themselves. Bohemia has to play whack-a-mole to ban those who upload those. They probably lack the resources for that, which is true. And Nightwolf has been telling people how to lie to people about the mod, and he pretty much like. He pirates copies of the game, like I said. He pirates copies of DayZ, and it's like that's money coming out of Bohemia's pockets into his. And it's like, yes, again, it's all well and good to make money off of something you do as a hobby. It's I had to do it through lockdown. When I wasn't working, doing commissions and getting money in to kind of help pay the bills. It happens, but there's a fine line between trying to make money to pay the bills and get a livelihood to then being a scammy little fuck. And it's like, he's completely treaded that line. And yes, sure, all of this stuff that he's doing might be okay in Russia. It doesn't bode well for the rest of the community. It gives the rest of us a bad taste in our mouth, which is what makes people like Inclement Dab to create these kind of tools and processes to kind of punish Nightwolf for what he's doing, because rightfully so, he should be punished, because maybe Bohemia doesn't have the tools to completely get rid of him and completely get rid of what he does. So I'm in support of what Inclement Dab has been doing with the rest of the people. People's been trying to do it for as long as I've been modding. When I first became aware of the situation, like months and months and months ago, people's been trying to figure out how to do it, and now they can, which I'm like, great. Because at the end of the day, don't be a scammy little fuck.
I'm going to say something here that might have upset some people, but at the end of the day, what do you expect when you're dealing with someone who you know or could reasonably have found out has been banned from the workshop for basically being a dodgy fuck? If you're willing to give money to someone like that, I'm sorry, but my sympathy for you is drastically limited, Marks, because, you're dealing with someone who's a known scammer.
I was thinking of that as well. I was like, see the Sunnyvale clip now of their servers. When I saw that clip, I was kind of like, what did you expect?
Yeah.
You bought this from him, you've paid. I at the time, I remember hearing it was a couple of $100, like $300-400 for this mod. Could be wrong, could be higher or lower now, I don't know. But what do you expect? It's like, I wouldn't trust him. I wouldn't pay that much for a mod to begin with. But then when it's somebody who has a bad reputation and has been actually properly banned from the Steam Workshop, I don't know. It's what do you expect?
This comes down to what you were talking about, Hunter. It'd be great if there was an actual, whether it be a Bohemia app or through Steam, for people to be able to go and deal with reputable, proven modders who've, like with YouTube, to achieve certain benchmarks that prove that they're reputable, to be able to be monetized, so you can buy mods from reputable people. At the moment, it's a bit of a black market sort of thing, and it
really is. And again, like as you guys say, when you deal with a known scammer, that's your fault. But at the same time, there's a lot of upcoming servers, people who want to make their own servers and they want to have these really cool features. They'll see a helicopter mod that you pay for, and it's like, oh, that's brilliant, I'm gonna pay for it. And it's like, you really need to do your research about it. But at the same time, with all of these, all the situation with Nightwolf and the paid helicopters and whatnot, expansion vehicles is in a much better state than it used to be. And that is a really, really good baseline for how that kind of stuff should function. Yes, sure, you have to have a couple of the expansion modules on your server, but at the same time, I would rather have a couple of those mods on my server than paying some scummy fuck from wherever, like from Russia, wherever he's from, to then continuously scam me and basically hold me at gunpoint because I won't give him more money for a mod.
But why can't a modder just make, without expansion stuff, why can't a modder just make a free helicopter mod? Maybe it's just one helicopter in a mod, but just one free helicopter that doesn't have to use expansion or anything like this, and just release it out there. Put a donation link down the bottom. It would blow up. It would be probably one of the most popular mods on Steam.
It definitely would be, but I think it's just from my guesstimate, it's basically how would I word it? It's a very, very difficult task to do. Like, it was wonderful that the expansion team managed to do it, and if you remember when that first came out, it's like, they were okay. They were stable enough, but obviously with future updates of the game, they would get a little bit more unstable. But as DanceofJesus says, it's about money, and like if you're one of those kind of people that can potentially make thousands of dollars, pounds, rubles, whatever, on a mod, then you will. If you are that kind of person. But I would like to think that there are people out there, Marks, as you said, that would take the time out of their day, or days, or weeks, or months, or however long it takes to actually develop a free helicopter mod that doesn't rely on expansion. Again, not shitting on expansion. It's phenomenal mod. Definitely shitting on Nightwolf, but to do all that kind of stuff, that would be really, really nice to really expand the community, the modding community, and to really gain that knowledge.
Because I don't see why, like, all these modders complain about him, and they complain about his helicopter mod, and some of it might be jealousy, and some of it might be just pure hatred for the guy, because he's have to make so much money. But it's like, if you're complaining about it and you have the know-how and other modders, couldn't you not all team up, make something, maybe crowdfund it a bit? So like, say you need a budget for models and stuff like that, you do either a Kickstarter or a GoFundMe or Patreon or something to get the funds to do it. Then you can do it. HunterCZ would promote it, they'd make videos on it, team up together, it'll bring the whole community together, everybody be happy because now they all have a free mod, put a donation link there. I don't see why. I know it'd be complicated, I know it'd be really difficult. I'm a stupid person, I don't know anything about coding or any of this shit, but
it's a good,
if they're complaining about it and they have the know-how to do it, why not give it a go at least?
I would say, it would be really, really nice to give it a go. Heck, if the if the expansion team were to be, to open to helping, and it might create competition, but at the end of the day, it's a healthy competition. Maybe there's certain features that somebody likes with the expansion helicopters. Maybe there's certain features like a potential free helicopter mod that expansion doesn't do. And it's all about having, like I said, having that really friendly, good competition. As long as people in the modding community don't get salty about it. And that's it. But I mean, we can all, as a modding community, collectively agree that what Nightwolf done and has done and is doing is scummy enough to warrant such a reaction. So I can't really comment much more on that apart from Nightwolf deserves what he's getting. And I feel no sympathy for him considering what he's been doing to the community, the fact, he's got banned from the Steam Workshop, and what he's doing to people who is purchasing his mods, and how he's getting people to lie about his mods, and how he's been stealing assets and potentially code and whatnot, and just fuck him.
I like what DOJ said. Honestly, I don't even care that he makes money out of his mod, but his attitude, and that I think is probably one of the things he's got going against him. Is I've never dealt with the guy, but from all intents and purposes, he's an absolute cunt to deal with. Now, I know another modder who has a bit of a reputation like that, but all their stuff's free. It just...
Can I say something as well? When you mentioned the money figure you said he had made, buddy, of $250,000 or whatever it was, what do you think with a bit of that money he'd pay somebody or pay someone to make better, higher quality helicopter textures, because they fucking suck ass. Can't cost that much to get a few textures done. Like, he's $250,000 in the bank. Put a bit of that towards some better textures. Wouldn't mind your mod then. But it's for the money people are paying for it. It's fucking terrible.
A quality, reputable person, I reckon, would do that, wouldn't they, Hunter? They would invest back in to improve the quality of their product. I think he's gone AFK, but I'm pretty sure. Oh no, he's there.
Sorry. I think he should improve quality of his models, but for me is on this major thing that his mod is obfuscated and have backdoor, and really must say to every server admins to make audit of mods which they using, because it's not first example of mod which have backdoor, and that's why it's better use mod which have open code. You can look and check if there is no API which calling home, which can broke your server, delete files or something. And I cannot recommend similar mods which using server side which is obfuscated and can contain some malicious code.
Yes. And we've talked about that in the past, lad, and that shit fucking scares me. You know, we're downloading these mods, and it's another reason why I know there are people who don't like the idea of monetization, but there's another reason why I like this idea of some sort of verification process to prove you are a good modder. Like with YouTube, you've got to do it and reach a certain stage before they will say, yes, we will now allow you to be monetized, to prove that you're, you know, legit. And I would love to see a bunch of modders get together. Why can't a bunch of modders get together and create a mod team where you do this stuff on commission? You know, if this guy's getting away with it and BI can't do nothing about it, I hate to say this, but why can't a bunch of you get together and basically become a legitimate version of this, where you create a business model where you create this sort of stuff and do it reputably, so that people have got another alternative rather than some dodgy back alley fucking scammer, a legitimate, there's no reason. Go on, lad. Sorry.
I don't want to sound like an absolute twat, but there's a lot of modders in the community who obviously they do it as a hobby. There's very, very experienced people in the community like Helkiana, who she has a long history with coding, with C#, C++, if I recall correctly. And, you know, it's like with... like, how can I say, for example, but when the DayZ jobs listing were open, you know, very recently, and, you know, there was a lot of people in support for that. Brilliant. It means that the team's getting more funding to create more content, the game can flourish again. But not a lot of people are going to take it up because of, like, you know, it's like you have to move to Prague and do all that kind of stuff. But going back to it, it's like not a lot of people want to dedicate that time because it is just a hobby. It is just that. There's
but so many things. Look at nearly every single fucking streamer. There are very few streamers who've ever gone all in, and if they have, kudos to you. You've got bigger balls than I do. But the majority of streamers, it starts off as a hobby and then becomes full time. I would love to see this become something for modders that could eventually become, and I'm just, so DanceofJesus just said in chat, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 has this system where validated modders can sell their mods directly in-game, and it's amazing. Why can't they do this, Marks? Why can't they do this?
I'm sure a modder out there is a web developer who could make or mock up some type of showcase website where, you know, they could have all mods listed and present this to BI and be like, look, here's a solution to this problem where ye could have your own modding page. It's monetized by running ads on it like any other website out there.
Yeah.
There's a verified system, so only legit modders can get onto it. Maybe they don't want to charge for mods, but then that's where the ad thing comes in. It just gets split two ways. It's, you know, fairly simple.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't do this. I think it's either, I don't know. I can't figure it out.
Because BI is complicit in this, lad. BI is complicit in the fact that they have not created a system for legitimate mods to be done. Steam is complicit as well. They're basically forcing people to have to use dodgy scam artists like this because it's either they're too hard basket or whatever, lad. They've got to do something.
I mean, definitely, I do agree, especially for those who are, sorry, I was just reading something there. You know, if they do actually end up coming up with a system where, you know, modders can actually get some money, that would be great for those who are interested. It'll be great for them to meet a requirement. But as I'm talking to one of my modding friends in DMs, which is, he was found stuff to do with Nightwolf, he makes mods for free to stop people from getting scammed. And there's a lot of really, really, really cool mods out there that bring out a lot of content for players to use and to have fun with. And they could have easily just decided to put it behind a paywall, but they decided not to because, one, it's kind of a legal grey area, and two, there's just literally no point in the grand scheme of things when your main focus is for people to enjoy what you create. And yes, sure, you can make X amount of money doing it in the current system, at least. But if you decide, if you just want to make it for free, like you want to add some really cool features, make it free, get your name out there, create a portfolio. At the end of the day, I think that's all well and good yourself. Like, yes, sure, you might not be making money in the short term, but look at DayZ as a good standard. It was a mod. And look at Dean Hall now with the success of Icarus. Brian Hicks in his career. And, fucking Somrak, he made Namalsk as a bloody mod. And now he's the lead developer of the fucking game. And it's like, sure, in the short term, you might not be making money, but you're getting a good reputation. And in the long term, you might get that job you want. It'll take time and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get there. But as a modder, who develops stuff like that, yeah, sure, it's nice making a couple of quid here and there. But at the same time, it's like I couldn't live with myself putting an entire mod behind a paywall, a complete paywall. Can't do it. If Bohemia contacted Steam to create a system where modders can become verified, especially if they can use two-factor authentication, they can have certain requirements in their workshop for DayZ, then great, I'd say fucking go for it. But in the meantime, this is the reality we're stuck with.
I don't think Steam would go ahead with it. I think if they'd want to do it, Bohemia themselves would have to make their own modding page, and so it would have to be third party. I don't think Steam would do something like that because I think it would just be too complicated. But even if BI done something like that, like we're looking at these Microsoft Flight Simulator DLC pages right now where you can go on and buy it and stuff like that. It's kind of already there. The concept is there and it seems to work. So I mean, I don't know why it's just not.
Mate, both options, Hunter. Both options. Those who want to do it as a monetized thing, let them do it. Yeah. And those who want to offer it for free, the market will decide. If you release something, look at Skullspeeder's comment in chat there, Hunter. He paid £24 to buy a Spitfire. And I said, worth it. And he said, to fly a Spitfire over the beaches of Normandy or along the White Cliffs of Dover, absolutely. The market will decide. And if people overprice their stuff, people won't buy it. But if their product is that good, they will want to buy it, Hunter.
I think it's depends because Bohemia now is a very small company on DayZ, and yes. I think they have no power for maintaining this store.
But if you set it up right, it would fund itself.
When it will be set up, it will be nice because it will give modders possibility to get money. For example, when you need to buy some model for something, you want to create a new workbench and you need buy on CJ Trader model for that, then import it to DayZ, and it will be very helpful for some modders.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure if this even will be maintained by Bohemia.
I would even like to see it, even if people don't choose to monetize their mods, that once you've reached a certain status, third-party developers, now I'm assuming, possibly incorrectly, but I'm assuming that to be able to be listed on the official website, you have achieved a certain standard of work, and therefore you are proven. As you said before, lad, no, sorry, it was you, Hunter, the malicious code that can be inserted into some of these mods. This way, yes, you know, like we mentioned in the past, there's a certain inherent assumption that the stuff on the Steam Workshop is cleared, it's checked, it's verified, which it isn't. Whereas if there was an official website that you could go to find the mods and so on, you know, whether it be just reskins of items, new items, or whatever, once you've achieved a certain standard, that you are then listed there, and that gives you the option to be approved for monetization should you wish to. So that as a server owner, if you're looking at adding a mod, yes, you can go and go through the back alley of the Steam Workshop, or you could go to the BI official marketplace and know that these mods on there are to a higher standard than what is just uploaded at random.
Yeah, I don't think, like Hunter was saying, I don't think BI would do it because it would probably take too many resources and stuff. But if it was a third party like owned thing that was owned by someone who got approved by BI, so like they got approved for these certain things, they got approved so they, okay, people can charge this much, and BI gave them the go ahead, then I don't see how much a problem could be. And I'm supposing there would be some program out there, something that you could make, that when you upload a mod, it scans the code. And if it sees anything wrong or something like that, it would red flag it and be like, okay, here's what you got to do, or why it hasn't been uploaded or stuff. And if it's all good, it'll give you the green light and it'll upload it. I'm assuming something like that could be done. Again, I don't know how complicated something like that would be. Probably pretty complicated, but, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully one day we can achieve that end goal, but at the same time, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for anybody in the community to come up with something. It has to be down to the actual company, BI and Steam to actually come up with something.
Now, something
I'm just
on a more
watching.
positive note.
Oh.
Yes.
The real Tisy Radar building. Have you guys ever seen it before?
I saw this on Reddit the other day, I think it was. Yeah, and DOJ posted it. Okay, well, I'm not surprised. Nice volumetric clouds. But it looks so fucking nice. I love shit like this. I really do.
Yeah, this is another reason why I love DayZ, because a lot of buildings or cars or objects I know because I am from real Chernarus.
Oh shit! I didn't know.
Really?
Yeah. For example, some buildings from Chernogorsk, some old buildings in city I know. This is exactly building which was in 30 years ago in Czechoslovakia. Or Šárka, it's Czechoslovak Škoda 120. My parents had this car. I, as a child, was
I saw that in your bio. You said, you had was it a Lada?
No. Škoda. Šárka.
Oh, mate.
That's cool.
And
awesome.
this Ada or Lada, this off-road, my friend have it.
Awesome.
It's very, very funny.
But yeah, I really enjoyed seeing these images. It just, I don't know. I know we're all nerds in here and we're proud of it, but it was really cool seeing the actual real life building. Apparently it's really remote, hard to get to. It's a chopper flight. Hours in a chopper to fly to get to it. DOJ sent me a video where a couple of people are walking around it, and it looks fucking awesome. There was a dog in the video as well, all the way out in this remote location, and there's a fucking dog. Love dogs. But no, absolutely brilliant. It was really nice to see something like this, with the big radar dish on top and the 360-degree swivel platform, and it was just really cool. It was really fucking cool.
It's so good.
What's also pretty cool I know they've been recruiting for a while, but the BI team are still recruiting. I did see Dab also put out a tweet that they need to look at remote hiring. What is it? Do we know what the roadblock is there for them? I know Jacob Mango's got some thoughts on this, and I did see Brian Hicks replied. I tried several times throughout my years at BI to hire quite a few standouts from the modding community. At the time, I ran into one or two problems. BI not convinced said candidate was experienced enough, or said candidate not working well with others.
Yeah, I could see that in a way, because it's very hard to get to know someone over the internet. They could act all nice on the internet, or online, and then when you actually get to meet them in person, they could be either, say socially awkward or just mean in general, or you never know. Especially if they haven't worked in a work environment, they've only worked on mods from their home. Yeah, I could see how that could be a bit of a problem.
But it's good they're still recruiting, lad.
Yeah, it's. Go on, Hunter. Go on, bud.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know how it's situation in Bohemia now, but 2 years ago, when my friend changing job, they had offer from Bohemia to work on Arma, or second offer from Wargaming to work on World of Tanks, but they select tanks.
War gambling.
Yeah, because Bohemia salary was not really how to say enough, for experienced programmer. But maybe is situation now different? But I don't know.
I would certainly hope so. There's, as Dab said, there's a lot of talented people in the modding community, and like I said, Halcyon is one of them, and there's a lot of people all over the world who would dream of actually being able to just work on DayZ to make it the game that it should be. But the major roadblock is obviously you have to move there, and especially these days, no matter what you think about COVID, in terms of how it's been treated and everything like that. Scotty's just actually posted something.
Scotty doesn't know.
Shit. Somebody responded to the initial tweet saying, "If only I lived in Prague," and Bohemia Interactive responded to him on them. Go ahead and apply anyway. We'll see what we can do about it. So maybe their attitude to remote hiring has actually changed. And I genuinely hope so, because like I said, there's a lot of experienced people in the community that would love to be able to do it. And, I would imagine there's a lot of legal work that would have to be handled, considering, you're getting access to all of their tools remotely, and there's always that.
That could also be referring to a relocation assistance package, which is quite often common in recruitment as well. We'll see what we can do about it, as in relocating you to Prague.
Mm-hmm. But even so, if it turns out that is the case, that's a bit whatever. But if it turns out that they're actually going to be like, yep, let's actually do remote hiring.
Look, from what I understand, and I think off memory, Scalespeeder, you work in IT, don't you, mate? But there's a lot of challenges involved with remote work being done for IT-related projects. When you've got multiple people working on the same thing, and they're having to upload, or there is potentially issues with this. So it's not as simple as saying they should be doing it. It does require a lot of systems in place to make sure it's managed well when you've got a global workforce all working on, maybe the same files and things like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, ever since COVID is rung its head, it's proven that people around the world can fuck's sake, Max. I can actually, it's proven that people can work remotely from the office, and there's many different companies that are still doing it around the world, and you know some they've gone back to the office, and that's fair enough. That's all well and good. But if Bohemia, and again, I hope they do actually listen, if Bohemia actually says, look, let's actually stick with remote work. Let's get the legal documentation to get it all sorted out, so people can actually work on the game. They get the funding, they get paid for it, in accordance with whatever their salary is. Just obviously.
While he sorts out whatever just happened then, can everyone please click on Scotty Doesn't Know and click follow? He's actually started streaming now as well. I hope everything's okay, lad. But yeah, Scotty's just started streaming. So let's get this guy to 100 followers as soon as possible. And yeah, definitely. It was quite funny. There's a nice clip DOJ took of him not knowing how to get onto the roof of a building. Lad, let us know when you're okay, mate. Yeah, that was a little bit worrying then.
He just had an audio problem. He's currently fixing it at the moment.
Okay, good.
So he'll be back up.
Good.
Can I just quickly mention something about 114?
No.
Okay.
Go for it. What about 114?
Well, not about 114, but there was, with all the community or the official server has been kind of broken recently. On my most recent video, the one that we were watching there a little while ago, staff are doing really, really well, and I promoted the community server we were playing on, and I just wanted to say that it is nearly full. And the nights we've been playing on it, it was pretty much low to medium pop. So it's nice to see people are actually going towards community servers, and I'm glad it's working for them. And that hopefully people will play on them and support those servers and stuff like that. So I just wanted to quickly mention that.
That's awesome. And like Scotty just said there, I work in the Brno office. The rest of the team is in Prague. As good as it is being remote, nothing is better than being next to the guys. Chemistry is much better when you can slap someone or high five. And yeah, totally agree. Are there some things that could be done remotely? I'm sure there are. But one thing I would love to see them is, maybe commission some of the work. Get in contact with the more reputable people like Dab, like Helkiana, and say, can you knock something up? We'll chuck you, 1,000 or whatever. I don't know. I'm picking numbers out of my ass here, but that'd be awesome, wouldn't it, Hunter?
Yeah. I'm also a little bit thinking to maybe send my CV to Bohemia, but
what's the worst they're going to say, mate? No, fucking do it. If you're interested, do it.
Yeah.
But I am a little bit scared because right now is my hobby, this programming, and I am not professional.
You only, like I said, I have a philosophy in life, especially now that I'm getting older, and I'm not long for this world, ladies and gentlemen. But that's an in-family joke, by the way. My son's grandmother says that all the time. I'm not long for this world, so both the missus and I now say it. But you only live once, mate. If it's something that interests you, what's the worst they're going to say? The worst they're going to say is no. Everything from there is a step in the right direction. They might give you some feedback on what you need to do to improve, but yeah, give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I've just gotten back. Is Hunter saying he wants to apply?
Yes.
Do it. Just fucking do it. Don't even think and guess it. Just fucking do it. What have you got to lose? Like, legit, what have you fucking got to lose?
And if you do get the job, we want dogs. Like Scotty's saying, we want dogs in the official version of the game.
There you go.
Oh, man, I would love to see what they could do with custom dogs. Oh.
Maybe it will be similar like in Minecraft. Because in the past, in Minecraft, was horses as mods.
Yep.
And later was horses as vanilla. And maybe will be dogs in, I don't know, 1.20 or... I don't know.
Hey, you never know. All we can do is dream and hope for it, right?
Exactly, man.
Now, we're going to have a bit of a roast of DayZ. As everyone knows here, we are fans of the team. We love their work, especially 114. But at the same time, I saw this and I couldn't fucking help but laugh my ass off at how funny it was.
Oh.
Such a good video. Such a good video. Oh, I'm sorry. The link for this, if you haven't seen this, it'll be in the description of the video. But here it is, folks. Glad you've already done it. I'll post it onto the YouTube site as well.
That's very, very good.
It's funny. It's funny.
That's so good.
Scotty, you haven't seen this? You haven't seen this? I'm sorry. I thought you had it. I'll send it to you now in a DM, mate. But yeah, it was so fucking funny. And Yeah, like when we got roasted on the DayZ podcast when someone called us a drama podcast, we can laugh at ourselves. And yeah, the fact that Scotty's asking for this as well, that's a good sign. But yeah.
Oh, get a stitch.
Had you seen it before?
No, I haven't. Fuck, Jesus.
Okay, so you got to see that for the first time then. That's why you were laughing so much.
I'm literally getting a stitch in my chest. Oh, shit. Give us a second.
But no, it just for a purely funny. Yes, there's some serious things in there, but purely as a funny video. I mean, I don't think that Spanish guy telling the story meme is ever going to get old. Apparently, he passed away recently as well. So rest in peace, buddy. Your legacy will live on because that is one of the funniest. And I've seen it redone with many things poking fun at shit, but that was fucking hilarious. Maybe he is asking so he could tell the boss to go remove it. I'm glad it didn't get removed. If I get fired sending this to the BI all chat, it was nice knowing you all. But it was hilarious. My favourite comment was the one at the end about console. If they added it to console, it'd be like watching a PowerPoint slideshow, and you don't know what it took to get Dean Hall to do a cameo. But yeah, just a good laugh, and everyone who's watched it has had a good laugh watching it as well. You know, we do this podcast each and every week because we love the game, but hey, we can still have a fucking laugh at the game as well. Nothing in life is perfect. I'm not perfect. Poke fun at me. Maybe do a roast of me one day. I'll have a fucking good laugh. Might cry afterwards, but yeah.
I mean, it's actually funny you said that because I think the toxic clads are actually they're not toxic clads. It's just you vaping.
Yeah, someone said that in my stream yesterday. They said not toxic clads, just Bitey vaping. Okay. Thank you very much for the $10 donation, Michael. Loving all the 1.14 streams from you guys this week. I'm going to be streaming more on the podcast channel as well, folks. I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying multi-platform streaming. Mark, you're right. YouTube is a great place to stream, but it's great being able. You should do it as well, mate. You should multi-platform stream as well. I'm an affiliate. I can't.
An affiliate on Twitch.
Yeah.
Hand it back.
And I'm one on YouTube as well, so I don't know.
No, YouTube's fine. YouTube is fine. Just hand back your affiliate status on Twitch if you're not using it. Just hand it back. All you got to do is send them an email.
I don't even stream on Twitch.
Do it. And then you can multi-platform stream and get yourself more exposure, mate. Smart man.
I'll have a think about it.
Yeah, it's quite easy to do, but yeah. The unity of the DayZ community around 1.14. I know we've talked around 1.14, but this video that is playing now, I'll turn the volume down. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of you for earlier this week before experimental 1.14. Yeah, I want to clip your fuck Hannah quote from my stream alert. Go ahead, mate. Go ahead. Fuck Hannah. Sick to death of hearing about fucking Hannah. But yeah, it's what I loved was the 1.14 experimental teasers with the Yellow King, Hannah, Koshi, and all the rest of them. The unity of everyone coming together to try to solve this. Yeah, we had Solevei, who's ended up joining the Discord Twitter. Welcome, Solevei. Do a video where he broke down stuff that I wasn't aware of because I'm not Russian. I didn't know that there was Russian fairy tales involved in these videos. And he did a video breaking it down. And Scotty sent me a link saying you need to get help deciphering this. So I reached out to Callmerive, my Russian friend who streams Twitch. Who streams on Twitch. He streams in English, so definitely check him out. And he, within half an hour, I think, translated this and uploaded it to YouTube for us so we could all understand it. And DOJ, Lad, Marks, myself, we all fucking wet ourselves over this. Jadfi, he's been in there. Melbourne's been in there. I know there's others who've been in the chat, but we've been having a blast. As much as I joke and meme about fuck Hannah and all the rest of it, we've been having a blast trying to work out the law behind this. And I can't say thank you enough to everyone. Hey, Marks, it's been great seeing everyone come together. The hype around 1.14 has been next level.
Yeah, it has. It's been just pure insane. Whether it be like on when I uploaded the teaser videos, people were speculating this and that and coming up with all different theories, and it was really, really great to see. And I think having those little hype teasers around is going to it helps boost videos for content creators, but I think then as well it's also going to boost the numbers for DayZ itself. Like when this comes out on stable patch, I think it's going to be really, really popular, and it's going to be hopefully break records because of these trailer updates, these teasers and stuff like that, because people are just really wanting to get into it and dig their teeth into it. So yeah, it should be good to see.
Absolutely amazing, isn't it, Hunter? Just everyone getting on board with it.
Yeah. Thinking about what will be new and yeah.
The little bit I know is the addition to law is going to be fucking so good. It doesn't really affect, from what I understand, the old school law. So the purists of DayZ law, which is mostly from Armour law, and the little bit that we talked about on the episode with Matt Lightfoot, that's all still relevant. But it looks like they're going to be playing with the present day and recent events of DayZ. So I'm so fucking hyped for it and can't wait for it all to be revealed. Even knowing a little bit more than what everyone else does, I'm still fucking hyped and still trying to work shit out myself. What do you think, lad?
Sorry, I'm eating at 12. But so what's the topic about the law, right? Because I just got back, that's all.
And the unity of the community around deciphering all of this stuff. The Russian fairy tales, Koshi, the rabbit, the hare, the egg, fucking Yellow King, who the chick with the scar is, who this guy is, and just everyone's come together to try and work this out.
I've never seen anything like it at all before in this community. The fact that we've been able to get together to solve as much as we could for this update, and there's still some mysteries, is fantastic. It's like, what I put sorry, 2 seconds. I put out a tweet a couple of days ago. What's it? No, where is it? Where are you, bloody bastard? Yeah, September the 2nd. Well, the DayZ detectives had a good time and a good run. Now 1.14 is coming very shortly and experimental. I might take the time to stream the news patch. DayZ, this is going to be a good update. I just hope it hits stable on my birthday this month. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, you know. Go on, Sky, see what you can do. But it's... And that tweet blew up in terms of for me, and it's like that would never have happened without the community actually coming together. Like, eyes are on DayZ all over the place. Like, I've seen news articles about the 1.14 patch and everything like that. And it's just, that's not ever happened until what 1.0 hit, where news articles were actually like coming out, being made about how the progression of DayZ has gotten to this point in 1.14. It's like, it's such a fantastic update, and the community knows it. Yeah, sure, like I said before, there's a couple of naysayers, but everyone's still trying to come together to piece the puzzle together completely, and we're not going to be able to do it immediately. It's not going to take overnight. I just hope that this momentum continues, and that there's still going to be questions that need to be answered in due time, and hopefully we can all come together to get those answers and just keep the DayZ detectives going, you know?
Yeah. While the artist paints, cheeky fucker trolling us on Twitter.
I cannot fucking believe I missed that. I cannot fucking believe it.
I poured over that fucking photo as well, looking for any hidden clues as well, and all I could find was Pokemon. Couple of things from chat. They have updated the spawn locations for new players. I have seen an image, but I can't find it. If anyone in chat can find it, I'm not sure if it was DayZ who tweeted it or whether it was Daone. I think Daone might have been the one who did it. But there is an image out there somewhere. And Luke, as for why Sony don't do experimental on PlayStation, I think it's due to the length of time for the updates. The updates aren't live long enough to make it viable to put them onto Sony due to the checks and balances that Sony asked for. So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. Because if you remember when they first started doing them, when the consoles hit, the PlayStation versions would take the fucking piss to handle, and it held the console releases back because of it.
Yeah. So Mikedocherty put out a cool video. I just loved it because it was iconic moments that, you know, I'm certain most of us are aware of at least one of those moments happening in the game.
Yes.
And to see them reproduced, fucking Stimpy and his thumbnails. God help us. But yeah, it was so good to see them reproduced. I'd hope he does more of them. Definitely go and give Mike a sub. He releases some really. He's a true DayZ fan, and releases just. You know, he's not a content creator in the traditional sense of it, but he just releases cool stuff. You know, yes, you can always say subscribe to us and watch us, and you know we'll share this cool stuff from time to time. But there are so many little channels out there that are making cool stuff that you just want to be subscribed to for when they pop up in your timeline. Speaking of cool stuff, I know some of you have seen this, but our mate Luke, who's in chat at the moment, downloaded and uploaded to, he'll probably get struck from fucking DayZ for doing it, but I thought it was cool. This is the intro video they get on console. For those that haven't seen it.
Oh, yes, I remember this.
Yeah, I've seen it as well.
Hey! Hey! Hey, are you okay?
Do you copy? Over. Please respond. You better not be dead, man. Over.
He is. He's dead.
Oh, shit. I had a good feeling about him.
Now, I'll share a link to it, but I wondered why they went with, you know, like an American good old boy voice. and not got a Russian voice actor or a Eastern European voice actor to voice that guy. I think that would have added a lot to the immersion of the game. What do you guys reckon?
Yeah, I've always wondered about why they decided to go through that route specifically, considering the nature and the overall locale of Chernarus. We'll never know. We'll never know. It was probably due to obviously the decisions at the time and maybe the demographic or fear of something. I don't bloody know. But the quality of the video in and of itself is very nice. It's
custom animations,
cool.
and
I mean, it's so smooth and it's really, really, really good. But it would be really cool if they decided to do an updated video, especially in the introduction of the toxic zones and whatnot, and have that Eastern European kind of vibe, more of a vocal vibe to it.
No. What they need to do is they just need to DM me. I'll make a video. They link it, and then just pay me a fortune. Easy.
That's all I can think of. Iron Data is that they were aiming for the American market, but I think the American market as a whole still would have preferred a good Russian sounding voice actor. But I know about the video, but decided not to upload to the official YouTube. But I thought it was. It's cool that they've got something like that. I kind of don't know why they don't have it on PC as well. The intro video.
I think what the reason is, I could be wrong, but it's because when you're a PC player, you've more survival games on PC, so you might be kind of already used to that kind of genre and stuff. And the controls are fairly easy on DayZ, whereas with console, there isn't that many survival games. There's a few coming out now, but there really isn't that many. So, and the controls are a pain as well, to get used to anyway, until you get used to them. So maybe that's why as well.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And it's a younger audience probably as well. I think it could be a younger audience, so that could also be why.
Yeah. This was a big announcement.
Oh,
I've
yes.
not seen this.
He's grown some beard since the last time I saw him.
I got the feeling he was about to apologise for inappropriate texts with minors or something, with the whole walking into the camera, the big deep breath, getting ready for. I know you've all heard by now, but I need to apologise for insert XYZ offence that the community's trying to cancel you for. But yeah.
Hi everyone. If you don't recognize me, I'm PlayerUnknown. And if that still doesn't ring any bells, I'm the guy that created the Battle Royale game mode about 6 years ago now as a mod for Arma. And then a few years later,
I think it's been 6 years.
A game called PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG.
Back in a sec while this plays.
I announced my departure from PUBG Studios. And today, I want to speak about what's next for me and my team. But before I start, I just want to take a minute and thank all the players and developers that have elevated a simple game mode into a genre of amazing games. Your imagination and innovation are inspiring to me. Thank you all. If you weren't aware, I started out making games as a modder. And actually, that's where I fell back in love with gaming, getting lost in the open fields of Chernarus. Since then, I've held this deep fascination with sandbox-style open-world games and the freedoms that they give their players. But I always just wish they were a bit bigger. So that's our mission as a studio. We want to create realistic sandbox worlds on a scale that's seldom attempted. Worlds hundreds of kilometers across with thousands of players interacting, exploring, and creating. I'm humbly following in the footsteps of so many other great open world developers like Marcus, Gary, Sean, and so many others. And like them, my dream is not to create a game, but rather a world. Now, there are many problems with creating worlds at the scale that I envision, but one of the more significant is that we simply don't have a way to fill these massive spaces with content, assets, game mechanics, locations, and similar things in a reasonable amount of time. Realistic open worlds take a great deal of time and effort to produce, and so this was the first issue that we chose to tackle. The key to making things bigger than humans can create on their own has always been to get machines to pitch in and help. And that's exactly what we've done here. Our machine is a neural network, and our network gives us a way to learn and then generate massive, realistic open worlds at runtime. Or, to put it another way, each and every time that you press play. It's this breakthrough that we hope will start pushing video game worlds to the sorts of scale that would lend weight to the idea of, you see that mountain? You can climb it. And coming across a beautiful corner, tucked away in a vast wilderness, I think that has real meaning when thousands of players haven't passed that way in the last hour. This is what me and my team have been working on. We're developing this technology required to enable massive scale within open world games. It's been a fascinating project to date, and soon we'll be ready to show off some of what we've achieved. Which brings me to Prologue. As I said, first we need to build out the technology required to generate these vast worlds, the ground on which we'll play, so to speak. Prologue is intended to serve as a simple introduction to an early iteration of our technology, and a chance to look at what we've accomplished by leveraging machine learning. In Prologue, you'll need to find your way across a runtime-generated wilderness and use found tools and gathered resources to survive on a journey where harsh weather is your constant foe. There will be no guidance, no path for you to follow, just a world, a spot on the map to reach, and the tools needed to get there. We've also decided to release Prologue as a tech demo rather than a complete game, a way for you to experience an early iteration of our terrain generation tool. Our aim with Prologue is to open the door to our studio and to show you what we're working on. And because Prologue is a tech demo, we're going to let you pay what you want for it. If you like what you see, enjoy the experience, and want to support the team, that'll be entirely up to you. This is just the start though, a small glimpse at the technology that will eventually power a much more extensive experience. Prologue is our first step on a multi-year journey towards creating what we hope will be rich and interactive open worlds. Look, I know I've been a little light on details, so to give you more insight into our plans, we've done an in-depth interview with Dean Takahashi, which will be released tomorrow over in VentureBeat. Finally, if after reading that and you think what we're working on sounds interesting, please do drop by our website and check out our career page. So that's all from me today. If you're still here, thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you all again soon. Until next time, bye for now.
So they released a very, 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 very short trailer that goes with it, but they're recruiting. I am interested. I'm skeptical. Been burnt too many times, but what do you think of this one, Hunter?
I think it's an interesting project, but we will see when something will be released, at least some alpha or... Because at the beginning is a lot of ideas, okay, but it's needed some working prototype and show how it's work and...
Yeah, this is all we've got. Looks beautiful.
Well, at least when he was in the video, he didn't say, "Oh, we're releasing this time soon." He said it's going to take a lot of time. He said, it's going to take a lot of time. It's not going to happen overnight. And we're going to release it as a demo, and it'll just be a project that he'll work on over time. So, I like that about him, that he didn't start waffling, giving dates like, "Oh, we're going to release this then and this," and he's like, "We'll release it when we're ready." Basically, that's what he kind of said.
I like what Nino said in chat. I think I'm going to need a new graphics card.
Yeah.
When I'm remembering Kingdom Come Deliverance, then also there was Kickstarter campaign, and a lot of people give money to development, waiting a lot of years, and after that, real game was here. And I hope it will be successful.
Same. I wish him all the best. I still have a bit of a sour taste left in my mouth with PUBG and Bluehole. I would like to hope that he regrets linking with Bluehole. Yes, PUBG was massive, but I don't think Bluehole handled it the best and kind of ruined what is an amazing battle royale game with overly toxic monetization systems, lad.
Oh yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't really pay much attention to PUBG. Quite frankly, I couldn't give any less two shits about that game or the genre. But I will say that I am interested in this new project, but I'm not excited until more time has gone into the project and we can see some more snippets, maybe some more like actual gameplay trailers. Like obviously later on down the line, I understand the process of game development, especially for an idea as ambitious as this. It's going to take at least maybe 3-4 years before we see something substantial at the very least, at a guesstimate. So, as Scotty said, big looks to the team. They are doing something completely out of left field, considering PUBG. So, I'm excited. Well, interested, I should say. I'm very interested in the project, and it's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. But we'll have to see, obviously, when the time comes. Hopefully, it doesn't flop.
I saw someone on Facebook say he's pretty much now the new Dean Hall.
Yeah.
I was like, oh God, don't say that, please.
Okay.
This was nice to see added. Takistan clothing pack.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, so don't know how much is in it. It's just called Takistan Clothing. Pepe Julian on Zuemo's workshop. But yeah, they're apparently ripped straight from Arma 2 files. Arma 2 OA, Operation Arrowhead, Takistan Clothing. So yeah. Nice to see some immersive clothing options. It'd be good to spawn in, wearing this sort of stuff rather than Western material. So it was cool to see someone actually do something. So much respect right there. Much respect.
I think.
Sorry, Hunter.
I think it's very nice for Rallian AI. Because this clothing is exactly for this AI bots.
Oh, awesome!
Which Rallian doing.
That's cool to know. That's cool to know. Content creator mini spotlight. I wanted to shine the spotlight on someone who I discovered thanks to Scotty. Scotty sent me a link to a video he'd done. He's a fellow Australian, and I got him to join the Discord because he's another one who's into the fuck Hannah research along with the rest of us. But Prestige, very small YouTube channel, deserves a lot more subscribers. This is his channel, but he's been really getting into the 1.14 lore as well, along with us. So I invited him in, and he loved what we had in the DayZ Podcast Discord, all the sub threads going through the different aspects of the lore. But he's got some pretty cool little videos on his channel, folks. He also streams on there. But yeah, he's done some. He's basically looking like he's an Aussie version of you in a sense, Marks.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. He's doing good. Was this the fella that was in when we were in Discord and you were streaming a few days ago? The teaser stuff. Was he the fella that was in the Discord with us?
I think so, yes. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
He's passionate. Yeah, he loves his DayZ and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more power to him.
Mm-hmm. So the more people out there doing this sort of stuff, the better for everyone, especially as he seems to be delving more in depth into stuff, especially related to the 1.14 mystery. So yeah, quite excited. So shout out to Prestige. Good on you, buddy. what else have we got? Because we're getting near the end here. We are down to the community spotlight. And I wanted to shout out a veteran-related group. Spearhead Gaming started as a community of veteran and civilian players and has been active for nearly a decade. Spearhead Gaming is owned and operated by real-life veterans of the United States Armed Forces. We offer decades of real-life experience and practical application to our craft and utilise that experience in our strategies and tactics. We offer a different approach to MilSim, which involves large-scale coalition forces working toward the same end goal. While MilSim operation in Armour are how we started out, we also play many other titles such as COD, Modern Warfare, Squad, Star Citizen, DayZ, Valorant, League of Legends, and more. And they've got a link to their Discord. Let me find it.
I also want to say as well that Spearhead with their DayZ server, they use Mass is the 2 seconds. Yeah, Mass is the main developer behind their DayZ server. They use various mods like MapLink, obviously Mass's mod, and they are constantly in work to create something really unique. Mass and I worked on the mod together at the start, and then I separated from it because of real life stuff. And it's an absolute bang up community. I've had absolutely nothing but fun. They've been absolutely lovely. So if you are a veteran as well, you'll feel right at home with them.
Yeah.
The amount of it's very awkward when you're sitting in a Discord channel. Everyone's having a laugh. Everyone's having banter about like all these military kind of stuff, and you're sitting there like, I never even joined the cadet.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely lovely.
It's a funny thing. It's a funny thing you mentioned that, because military people, we can be quite funny, particularly those who struggle to leave that mindset. I'm now 20 plus years out, so I'm as normal as I'm ever going to be. Which isn't very normal, but it's still more normal than a guy who's just recently gotten out. But you mentioned when they get together, it's almost like the testosterone level pumps up to 9,999, and the jokes become very bawdy, very edgy. But it's good for veterans to join groups like this, because it's almost, and I hate to say this, and most veterans would cringe at the mention of it, but it's almost like a safe space for them where they can be themselves, be the way that the military shaped them, and just unleash to a certain extent. Obviously there's still crossing the line and all that, but yeah, definitely worth checking. Scotty, I still bounce a penny on the bed sheet to see if it flips.
I don't understand that. I don't understand.
It's all about making the bed, tucking it in so the sheets are literally, it's like a trampoline, mate, where you can bounce a coin off of the bed. It doesn't just land on it and slowly cushion into it. Military beds are hard and uncompromising, like you're meant to be. And when you're in recruit training, basic training, and living in the barracks, your bed has to be made to a certain style. And literally you would crawl underneath the bed and lay there and pull the sheets to get them as tight as you can, because the instructors would come in and they'd drop a coin on there to see if it bounced and was made to a certain specification. Mark, you're looking like that just sounds like the stupidest thing you've ever heard, but it's all about mindset.
Discipline and stuff, and
Mm-hmm. But yeah, seriously, guys, check it out. If you want a good Chernarus and Namalsk server, especially obviously on the DayZ side, they've got something really good. Recently, they actually done an event in celebration of the new Namalsk update. I took part in it. There was 2 squads. It was really cool. There was the Bandit squad and then the Researchers. The Researchers had to travel out from the Trader Zone all the way to Scat 12, the submarine. And we had to go through fucking blizzards, EVR storms, everything like that. And when we got to the submarine, the bandits were already there to cut us off. And fair to say, they won. It was a good event.
No, it's a good community then. They're running events and things like that and getting people active.
Yeah, they really do care about their community, and they always listen always listening to, feedback. In fact, it's funny, they refuse to have the dog mod on because they can't deal with the idea of their dogs dying. They've outright refused to say it. No, we're not adding it. We're not dealing with that. But it's like, no, I don't blame them. It's a massive challenge. See, Falcon in chat. He's the he's one of the main people behind it, and he's like, no.
Nice to meet you, Falcon. I just joined the Discord, mate. So I'll get in touch with you guys because it's always nice to play with fellow veterans who understand certain mindsets and all the rest of it. DayZ, I think, is a game you've got to be careful with it because the over-militarization of DayZ, I think, kind of ruins it a little bit. But at the same time, I can't deny it's fun running with a bunch of other people who understand call signs and target indications and things like that. If you were starving, would you? No, Scotty. I would rather starve than eat a dog. Except for Cujo. Fuck Cujo. He scared me. That movie gave me fucking so many trauma issues as a child. Oh my God, it scared the crap out of me, Cujo. But yeah. Individual spotlights. We'll start with you as our guest, Hunter. What's something that you would like to shine the spotlight on in the DayZ community? Can be recent, can be old, anything at all. Mate, can be your own stuff, can be someone else's, anything.
Oh. I wish good future for DayZ and hopefully growing developers team. Then.
Yep.
I hope this game will still be actively developed.
Keep us updated on where you go with putting a job application in as well, mate. That would make a lot of people happy to see someone known in the modding community. There's so many good eggs out there. Whether they would work well in the job, because from what I understand, Jacob even said it himself. The quality of work by actual dev teams is of a whole different standard to the quality of work of modders. But like we said, mate, the worst they're going to say is no. Everything from there is a step in the right direction for you. So good luck with whatever you decide to do.
Too right.
What about you, Marks?
I kind of want to have, I suppose, just one big kind of general thing. It's the DayZ dev team themselves over the past week and handling of the update, and even when the servers were bad and official, they were instantly investigating it and trying to work with it. And I think just the DayZ community, and I'm gonna kind of toot my own horn here, but my own community as well. Just over the past week, it's been insane. Breaking viewer records, broke 16,000 subs 2 days ago, and we're already halfway to 17,000. It's
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy. So it's been mind blowing, and I'm loving the updates, and I'm glad everybody else is loving it, and can't wait to see where it goes from here.
Too right, man. Too right.
Yeah.
And you, lad? Scotty's just recently started streaming, guys. And I didn't manage to catch his first stream yesterday because I was too busy playing experimental with Marks. But an absolute class A person in the DayZ team. I really can't wait to see what kind of stuff he does. And you know what? It's going to be absolutely fantastic to see what he does. And obviously, a special shout out to the DayZ dev team and everybody behind that. Even the people that would never talk about the unsung heroes. They've knocked it out of the park, and I hope they continue to do it. And I hope Bohemia listens to the community more and just see that actually, if we listen, it'll go better. Like it'll just get better. But yeah.
Yep.
Jacob Mango, he's actually streamed 3 times. Oh, there you go.
I also want to say to Scotty as well, I hope he gets a PC soon, so we can team up.
Yes.
Show him what a real DayZ experience is.
Exactly. And accept my friend request, Scotty. I sent you on Discord like yesterday, or 2 days ago. Where is it? Come on. Come on.
And Iron Data has kind of hit on mine. I've got a couple. One is Wobo. I think he must be like a little kid at Christmas right now with all the science he's going to get to do with this update. So I'm so excited for him and to see what he comes out with. And the other one, as well as the DayZ Dev team, obviously, I praised them massively on Twitter this week. But it's also us, the DayZ Podcast. We've been killing it the last few weeks. You know, the impromptu streams this week and just the topics and the guests, and we're just going from strength to strength. So I can't thank you all enough. All of our supporters on Patreon, our members over on YouTube, and just all of you who turn up each and every week. I love seeing the same names. Some of the feedback we've had on Twitter, on videos, on everything the last few weeks has been really, really promising. So I'm very, very excited for the future of the show. We've got to start really seriously thinking about Christmas, what we're going to do for our Christmas wind-up episode when we take a few weeks break. But it's fucking really, really exciting times. DayZ is in. It seems like every few months we say what a great state it's in, but I struggle to think of a better time for DayZ than right now.
It's gone up. Yeah.
Marks, are we going to see you next week?
Hopefully, yeah, if everything goes to plan, yeah. I was just going to say as well, we need to get all 3 podcasts so that we can arrange times and stuff like that to either run on 114 and stream it, or either run on XTK and stream it, or something like that. And even any of the admins in the background who want to join up as well, you know, the more the merrier. So, yeah, we need to organise something like that soon.
Because we had quite a few comments, Mark, saying people missed you, mate.
I saw.
Yes, honestly,
I did see. I appreciate it.
It's like, Mark's like it has been fun that you've come back. You've like, to say it like truthfully, it seems like you've got your spark back. So
yes,
I'm really, really happy.
I was just thinking the same.
Yeah. Well, I have, and this update has helped me a lot as well, because I was just kind of unmotivated, and you know, when you see your videos not do so well, it also doesn't help. But then, like now, like every video I've uploaded this past week has been number 1 out of 10, and it just keeps going. And it's big motivation. So yeah, I'm highly motivated at the moment.
Now, speaking of improvements, today is Father's Day here in Australia. So shout out to my son. He's a big fan of what I do. Not really. He's mediocre at DayZ, and he tolerates the fact that his dad's a YouTube celebrity. But he's actually bought me some stuff for my computer, some new RAM. So I'll be going from 16 to 32 gigabytes of RAM. He bought me a 2 terabyte SSD because I'm a hoarder of all of my videos that I make. I don't like ever deleting them. And he
make sure to put DayZ on that SSD.
Yes. Well, DayZ's on an SSD as it is, the C drive SSD.
Well, then you're good.
But I'll be moving a lot of stuff over to the other SSD. And also he bought me a proper webcam. So the GoPro will get retired. It's done its job. But you'll be able to see me in all my close-up 1080p goodness. So I can't thank him enough for getting me some nice Father's Day presents. And now I'm going to go and knock off. The video might be a bit later this week because normally I've been editing it on the day after the show. But, yeah, today I'm going to be spending some time with the family and heading out and about. I've got about 8,000 hours in DayZ Shane Murphy in total across a few accounts. So a shed load, but not as much as some people. There are people with 5 digits, you know. I think the running man would have to be close to 20,000 hours, if not more by now.
I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Everyone type your hours in chat, how many hours you've got up in the game. It'll be interesting to see. But Hunter, thank you so much, mate. Thank you so much for coming on. Best of luck.
You are welcome.
Your dog mod is amazing. Your air raid mod, I think, will probably get some attention from people as well. Just something random to be able to play or to add to servers for another environmental impact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I did this air raid to make more life on map in the past, but it was not my idea. It was from my friend Wayland, which is administrator of some server, and he asked me if I can port this air raid from Arma 2, and I just tried my best.
There we go. On my main account for DayZ, I've got 7,879.5 hours.
A lot of hours.
Bibix has like 25,000 hours. That's insane. That's insane.
hell. Does he know what the outdoor looks like? My God. 25,000 hours. It's insane.
One day we'll get Bibix on the show as well, but I understand his English isn't the best, but I would love to get him on. Maybe get DOJ on to help translate for him if necessary, but he's an absolute legend of the game as well. Thank you all so much. Next week's guest is another modder. We've got Demon Forge coming on. So I'm excited for that one. Demon Forge is another legendary modder that I'm pretty sure anyone who pays even a slight bit of attention to it would be aware of. Mark's commenting in YouTube chat there, you should make a console server.
Oh. It's a quick joke.
It'd be good for your audience, mate. It amazes me you've got such a massive console following, yet you look down on them like they're plebs.
Yeah,
because it's a love-hate relationship. Bit of S&M, bit of BDSM.
Yeah, they love me, I hate them. That's how it goes.
Guys, thank you all so much. Once again, another cracking episode. Huge shout out to our supporters over at Patreon and our YouTube members, and just everyone who shares and supports the show. We've got a merch store. I've got some new merch on the way. I've ordered myself a mouse pad, and also we've got a DayZ Podcast Distressed Dad cap, which I'm looking forward to getting. And I'm getting a new shirt because this one is starting to, I wear this quite a lot.
Yes.
I shill my own gear, but yeah, only joking. I love my console fans like 50%. But yeah, all the best, everyone. And we will see you next week, same time, same channels for the DayZ Podcast, episode 76 with Demon Forge and maybe Marks. Marks, I reckon you'll be here, mate. It was a good episode.
Yeah, should be.
You look, like Lad said, mate, you look a lot more enthused. The hours you guys were putting in the Banana Brothers on YouTube was great to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was good fun.
Bros will always live on.
All the best, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye-bye for now.
Goodbye, Hunter.
Bye-bye.
Ciao for now.
Oh, so bright and awake, my heart lay